Ooh, we're back in. Goodness me. That Resident Evil run was scary. It was so scary it crushed my computer relatively seriously. But I will try and run games that are a little bit too advanced for my hardware, won't I? Never mind. We're living, we're learning, and we're getting back to Discworld Noir. It should be working, although I'm not hearing anything from the audio. That is fascinating and incorrect. Let's see. What if we do like this? What's the sound for Discworld Noir? Well, Lola's making a sound at least. Hey! So we know some sounds are working. How bizarre. Like this. Doing a bit of live tweaking. Doesn't appear to be working. Deary me. Let's see. Aha! You see? There we go. Right, let's get into it. Luton, you sly dog. Because he's a werewolf now. Yeah, I'll get right on that. I'll jump straight into, of course, putting in the second disc. There we go. See how quick I did that? Now this is Luton. The difference with Luton now, since last we left him, is he can turn into a werewolf. Because he is a werewolf, and that's why he was not successfully killed during the course of being murdered in the last episode. And we've talked to Gaspode, who you might remember from the Discworld books if you have read them. He is a talking dog.
A mangy dog going by the name of Gaspode the Wonder Dog. Small, bow-legged, and wiry. Basically grey, but with patches of brown, white, and black in outlying areas. Gaspode appeared to have fleas. Hardpad, scurf, crusted yellow eyes, arthritis, rotting teeth, and horrible bad breath. Between
Enough
him
about me.
and Nobby, I was starting to worry about my circle of friends.
It's not a clean city, is it? Does Luton know he was a wolf boy? Lola's asking in chat. He didn't until he woke up in the grave and realised he'd woken up in the grave. And then he turns into a wolf kind of without realising. Bit like that, yeah. That probably would have woken him up. And then he was on his way. So here's the grave itself.
My own grave. How depressing.
Well, I mean, yes and no. We're all going to end up in one.
I decided against crawling back into my grave.
Coward. Right, there's a note here and it's getting wet, so I should probably deal with it. Best one yet, Lola says, of her proudly redeemed guffs.
There was a water-soaked letter by my graveside.
Pick it up, read it. Oh, Lola has been saving up her points. I love how you
There's
do
a
that to
letter
see
at my
Ben's over.
graveside.
Who's it from?
Ilsa.
Who's Ilsa?
An old flame of mine from the good old days.
How old?
Old enough to be good.
What's he say?
Luton's got a
It
type.
appears to be a love letter.
Dear Luton, I'm writing this letter even though I know I will never have the courage to give it to you. I have to leave Ankh-Morpork. I can't tell you why. I wish I could. These last few days have meant the world to me, but I haven't the strength to tell you to your face that I can never be yours. I am married to an Agatean man named Tukonkers, and I thought I would never see him again. He was dead to me, and my life was empty. Please believe me, I never meant to hurt you. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me.
Never.
I will always look back on the Hotel Pseudopolis fondly.
You alright?
Sure. This is just one of those big emotional scenes like in the Clickies.
I suppose a bone is out of the question. Maybe a dog biscuit? Wag, wag?
Just put the letter back. Just going to let it turn to mulch in the rain. There we go. I forgot how slow this guy moves. Only been a week. Right, yeah, I mean, I guess that was a depressing letter for Luton, wasn't it? He wakes up, realises he's a werewolf, realises he's been murdered, and then he gets written confirmation of what he's already discussed with the woman in question anyway. Just not a great evening. And then this dog shows up and keeps yakking at him. The Templar Small Gods is here. We're in the graveyard of the Templar Small Gods. Who buried Luton? Who was responsible for that? Because no one seems to necessarily care that he's dead.
The
Obviously,
cemetery
he's not
was at
widely
the
liked.
back of the Temple of Small Gods.
Cuppa Joe, thank you for joining us. I know you were age-gated out of the Resident Evil run, which absolutely annihilated my computer. I don't mind telling you. Nothing to do with anything I was putting into OBS or any setup I was doing there. It was because I was running Resident Evil and it was that demanding. Oh dear.
Either I was going over to the temple or I wasn't. That's all there was to it.
Alright, alright. Walk over to it then. At top speed, no less. Here he goes. You got very surly since you died. No, you're not going to approach, are you? Can you approach it? This is the way out. Let's get our bearings here, because I have... Look, this is a bit... So this means going close to the grave. And, I mean, it's not a great system. I do like the game, but this isn't a great system. Right, go up this way then. Oh, wait, double click. Must have done in record time to the publisher run. No, I crashed without being able to... I could have got all the achievements, Cuppa Joe, on it, but it did crash, unfortunately. It was kind of scary. It was very, very scary. As soon as you started, there's a massive jump scare. This creature with a giant face just comes right at you. And then there's all sorts of like puzzles and lore and things to get into. It was difficult. Gave me pause, I don't mind telling you.
I was on the other side of a stained glass window with some kind of angel on it.
And yes, Namakilo, thank you for joining us. It's the Temple of Small Gods because there are millions of gods on the Discworld. Like even a rock will have its own god, and they are little guys, like you say. And unless you believe in a god enough, it stays little.
I could see that someone was on the other side of the window.
Punch him! Sorry, I'll
I
take a
was
sip of water.
confident the silhouette belonged to Mooncalf.
Now what we can do, as a cheeky boy, is... we can't do it yet, we're not... Well, I could do it now. Actually, let's do it now. As a cheeky boy who happens to have new puppy powers, take a look at this.
The trail led to the Temple of Small Gods.
So these
Then
clouds
I
here,
lost it.
these clouds here are scents that you can pick up as a werewolf. It's a kind of synesthesia, whatever that's called. Puppy boy detective, as now Akilo says, that's exactly it. This is the game mechanic we've been waiting for. Because, as I said a few streams ago, I was getting worried that the whole run, after the wackiness of the first two Discworlds, was just us, you know, trudging about, showing our notebook to people, but then I remembered this happens. So this is the edge that Luton needs to get over other people. So he actually has an inventory of scents of things that he remembers. So this is Gaspode, who's the dog who greeted us when we woke up.
The aroma of a very old and slightly damp nursery rug. Eau de Gaspode.
But obviously conveying, it happens in the books as well, scents are described as colours, but conveying a scent in a video game is impossible, so they're presented as colours with descriptive language.
The unmistakable scent of the River Ankh. A strange scent I first found in the cemetery.
So we already have the scent in our inventory.
The scent of a woman.
A woman? A woman's scent, you say? So it goes to the window.
This was the other side of the window behind Mooncalf.
The magenta scent goes behind the window. Can we approach the window?
This was the other...
Yes. Because as a wolf, not only do we have heightened sense of smell, but we have heightened sense of hearing. And that means we can hear what Mooncalf is saying.
I could see that someone was on the other side of the window. I was confident the silhouette belonged to Mooncalf.
So there we go. What's quite interesting is, apart from the cutscene in which he's introduced, you never really see the wolf. It always just presents the scene the way it was rendered and then just removes Luton from it. Bit of trickery and obviously puts a sepia phone over it. Now Akila's saying, it's so funny because I just ranted to myself in the shower for like an hour about synesthesia and small gods, so I'm excited for what this says about my puppy boy prospects. That's fine. I mean, philosophizing in the shower. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? An hour-long shower as well. Very luxurious. I mean, it's April. Got to treat yourself, haven't you? New financial year. The bats are here. I don't know why I'm making him trudge. I guess for moody effect. Okay, so yeah, we're essentially in an entirely new act. This lump here is a cemetery. This is in the 90s what rendering a cemetery looked like. In 3D, apparently. So a lot of things will have changed. A lot of things will have stayed the same. Oh Oh dearie, dearie me. When you're a cam-free streamer and you have one job,
When I
which is
returned to my office for the first time since my murder, a man was already there. I knew he was a man because Corporal Nobbs was the only person in Ankh-Morpork who has to carry a letter to confirm his species. He's the kind of man you get itchy from just talking to.
Leave me out of
There must be
this.
something here. Hello, Nobby. Luton, you're alive? I was just cleaning out your desk.
Yeah, I bet.
Yes, of everything of value. Didn't they bury you? Rumors of my death have been slightly exaggerated. Meaning? Meaning I'm not dead, I just got buried. Yeah, don't tell me the details. Suit yourself. Nice crowbar you're using to jimmy open my drawers. Yeah.
Saucy.
I sort of borrowed it from the evidence room. That's okay. I sort of borrowed it from a cart. Oh, I searched Reagan's body. There were 2 tiny bite marks on it. Really? I guess it was more suspicious than you thought. Well, I ought to go. Looks like you don't need your things collecting. How goes the case? The counterweight killings? Oh, still not much progress. They wouldn't let me investigate it if they thought there would be. How many murders do you guys think there are? 3. One of the patrician's clerks, the reader of esoteric occultism up at Unseen University, and one of the city's richest merchants. There'd be 3 more if you counted Mundy, Reagan, and Malachite. I suppose so. Still not convinced? Well, Vimes isn't convinced. Even though I've been cleared, I have to get back to the yard.
Oh, who left their Discord on? Only
Nobby
Cuppa
didn't
Joe
seem
knew.
very comfortable around me. I didn't know if it was because of my return from the grave or because I'd caught him trying to steal everything of value that wasn't tied down. Although with Nobby, even if you tied it down, he'd steal the string. The only thing I was sure of was that my next step was to look into the counterweight killings. I had a feeling I wasn't going to like what I found.
I didn't come here expecting all of this to happen. I knew it would happen at some point, having played the game before. I just came here incidentally because usually when circumstances in the city have changed, it's a good idea to come back to Luton's office. Circumstances don't change much more than being killed, so it did. Aha! Makes sense to come here. And Nobby was here, and now we got our crowbar back. We didn't get a massive, like, That's surprising. It's supposed to do a big... Yeah, we got it. We definitely picked it up. Oh, no, because we did the glitch to get another crowbar, didn't we? So therefore the game can't trigger... Oh, we're naughty. We're naughty. We're naughty little people. Right, let's just leave. Nobby's given us a lot of the tea, presumably to try and smooth over the fact he was trying to rinse us clean. So we'll just leave. Get to grips with the city. Now we're in Act 3. And we have wolf senses. Now, Luton will not turn into a werewolf when he's being observed. Because, you know, why would you? Kind of a sensitive thing. But we do have the ability to... Where would be a good example of this? Yeah, the scene of the last murder. We can go here and we can rinse our wind, so to speak. Now, Akila, we can... This is the murder scene. This is Malachite's corpse where it was. We were knocked out about here. And then accused of the murder a session or 2 ago. But if we... I'll do it right now rather than describe it, show by doing. If we turn into a wolf, we can start examining the crime scene from an angle that the watch hasn't considered, despite employing werewolves, which is to go like this. Now, we've got a teal scent, we've got a navy blue scent, we've got a dark brown puddle, and a magenta scent. The magenta scent is coming up again, which means whoever was at our grave has also come here.
There was definitely a magenta hint amongst the scents on the roof.
So this is how Luton can start piecing it together, as he can track people.
Around the chalk outline was a brown scent, presumably Malachite's.
So I think if I double click... Yes. If I double click this, now I have Malachite since I've kind of committed it to memory. So Luton will cross-reference that if he ever encounters it again.
Some
with this.
parts of the roof had a navy blue scent to them.
So until Luton is positive of who belongs to what. I mean, this is pretty definitive. This is the scent where Malachite's body was, so he's certain it's Malachite.
The earthy brown scent of Malachite was unmistakably the scent of a trawl.
And then Fuchsia we don't know yet. But yeah, he'll just call them colours. He knows the River Ankh, because even as a human you can smell the River Ankh. He knows Gaspo, because even as a human he would have been able to know what that is.
The navy blue scent was strong and distinct.
There we go. And likewise...
There were signs of a teal scent on the roof. The scent had a distinct hint of tobacco.
So, you know... No, don't put in the notebook. What am I doing? It's going to be a little... That's Nobby, yeah, he knows.
Nobby's teal scent reeked of tobacco.
So what we can do is cross-reference these come clues. So say we come across something that's a colour. If I bring a scent out of here and then like double click on it, Luton will confirm or deny if it's the same scent or not. Let's turn back into a human because we cannot hold a conversation with this gargoyle. We can't do it at all, actually. But the gargoyle will speak to us eventually. I don't think Luton knows it's alive yet.
They'd put a chalk outline where Malachite had fallen. It really drove home how big that trawl was.
Poor Malachite.
I couldn't think of a good reason to erase the chalk outline, other than the giddy thrill of vandalism.
Probably not a good idea considering we're a suspect in this murder, I must admit. Luke, why won't you come down here? We need to talk to this gargoyle which witnessed the crime. Can you not do so yet until you have the idea? That's fine if so. We've gathered some, we've demonstrated the werewolfisms. So we'll head off for now, but that gargoyle will come into it eventually. Here's the Magdalen Bridge where let's gather some sense here actually, because this is another murder scene. Hey, they've cleaned up. Unless of course we repeat the cutscene like before. Let's take a look. Right. Hey. Specks of magenta. Here, again. Puppy Boy Vandalism is my Discworld cover band, says now.
The smell of the Ankh almost drowned out the remains of the magenta scent.
But it is here.
The smell of the Ankh was too strong for me to pick out the magenta scent well.
Lovely Shatner delivery. Too strong. The scent of the Ankh was too strong for me to pick out the magenta scent.
Here on the Magdalen Bridge, the reek of the Ankh was at its most sickening.
Oh no, why am I double clicking that? I don't need the Ankh. You can know what the Ankh smells like just from being in Ankh-Morpork. So yeah, whoever the magenta scent is, the magenta scent is showing up at all of the crime scenes. And that is what I believe the youth would call Mad Sus. Welcome to my Uncle Slop channel. Right, you know what, let's go and confront Nobby. We're going to confront Nobby about him showing up in our office. Wait, I want answers. Tell me more about these murders. Do it now.
Back behind the desk, I see.
Rather than mine.
Hello, Luton.
You're right to be furtive. How tempting would it be if you were in the position Luton had just been in and been like, I thought they were dead. I thought you were dead. I thought you got buried. Just to like stare the person in the eye and just be like, yeah. And just stare at them straight. Yeah, I was killed. Yeah, I'm here before you. How would that freak someone out? A lot has been crossed out because a lot has been dealt with, hasn't it? The golden sword remains at large. The golden sword was used to kill Luton, wasn't it? So these are the counterweight killings. Let's try and get some more information.
You mentioned the murder of one of the patrician's clerks before. Yeah. What can you tell me about that? That he's dead. That's all your in-depth inquiries turned up? Not as easy as that, you know, making sure someone's really dead. He might have just been playing dead. Anyway, he was killed in the palace. You must know more than that. Or is it that you can't tell me about it? If you want to know more, you'll have to find out yourself. Sorry. Never would have guessed it, Nobby.
As long as you don't interfere with our doing so, I guess, because we are kind of at counter objectives. Cuppa Joe in chat is saying, got confused earlier this week because a Spore trading card landed in your Steam inventory, but you haven't played it in some time, yet the Steam profile has it on top. That is a bit weird and suspicious. I guess it depends if you share the account with anyone, which I imagine you don't. But maybe they patched in trading cards after the fact, which can do. Now Akilo's saying it's ghosts, and we're here talking about coming back from the dead.
What can
With
you
Nobby.
tell me about
So
the
it all
murder
it
at
all
Unseen
always up.
University? Nothing. Nothing? The
Nothing.
university isn't being cooperative. Old Vimes is saying that because it's murder, it's our jurisdiction. But they're arguing that they can handle their own affairs. It's all got political. That doesn't help the inquiry much, does it?
Alright, the merchant's murder.
What about this merchant that you said was murdered?
The Watch are pretty useless, aren't they?
I can't discuss that with you. Well, you must be able to tell me something. The guilds like to keep these disputes to themselves. You know what I mean? You'll have to talk to the Merchants Guild.
Well, added it to our map, so at least we've got something out of Nobby, for God's sake. Ghosts of the Sporepedia, hint hint, wink wink, says Copper Joe. How sinister. Right, let's leave.
I guess I'll see you around, Nobby.
I'm amazed we
I'll
got
try to
anything
avoid
out of
it,
Nobby.
though.
I'll
But
try
let's
to
face
avoid
it, Nobby was no oil painting. Unless someone did it with their foot.
That's a really mean burn. That tickled me. There are still jokes in Discworld Noir, even though it's trying to be all grim and grisly. We have a new location, but we also have all of the locations we already knew about that we need to comb over. Where's this Merchant's Guild? Here. Nope. That's my office. I've been going there all the time. It's here. There we go. Ooh. Sweeping right in.
The Merchants Guild was the youngest of the Ankh-Morpork guilds, founded in self-defense by the city's traders and shopkeepers, when they realized their role in the grand scheme of things was to be robbed. Robbing fat merchants, it seemed, was a perfectly socially acceptable, even heroic thing to do. Consequently, they weren't the friendliest of guilds either. I wasn't holding out much hope that they'd help me.
Hello.
Evening.
Usually is when the sun sets.
Oh, you're
Is
one of these
everyone in this
people, are
city
you?
a smart aleck?
Who's he?
He used to be a regular at the Mended Drum. He made a reputation as a know-it-all.
Used to be?
The Mended Drum is a bad place to use the phrase, no.
Where did they find his body?
The Shades. And the Diesel Gate. His kidney down a well in Dolly's sister's, I think. Bits of his innards all over the place. Sounds like he had a lot of guts.
Hey. Right, Gatekeeper. We have questions for you, but let's make some small talk first, because Luton's so charming after all. So he'll have no problem whatsoever getting you on side.
So how did you end up working on the door?
Who? There's only so many good positions to go around.
I take it this isn't one of them.
Oh, it's not that bad. I get to hear all the interesting news with this job.
And has anything interesting happened recently?
Oh, yes.
Such as?
We got a new kettle.
Ugh.
Much nicer than the one with the leak that we used to use.
You boiled water in a kettle with a hole?
Well, we made a lot of steam anyway. It wouldn't stay in the cups, though.
And that's the most exciting thing that's happened here.
Oh, exciting. If you want exciting, you should see the new colour scheme in the coin shaving room.
Come on. Someone was murdered. Wasn't that exciting?
Oh, sure.
Why didn't you mention that?
A guild policy. We're not to discuss the incident with outsiders.
So as Nobby kind of alluded to, in Ankh-Morpork, the guilds have their own kind of... the jurisdiction of the Watch isn't quite yet absolute as a police force, so you can kind of just opt out of being investigated. Because the guilds are kind of almost like mini-states in and of themselves.
What's all this about coin shaving?
You haven't heard of coin shaving?
No, I didn't even know they grew hair.
Hey,
Well,
stop that.
You take a coin and you carefully shave off some of the gold, which you can then melt down and sell. Easy money.
I think I see a problem with that.
Yeah?
Well, I didn't think there was any gold in Ankh-Morpork dollars.
Well, there isn't. And not anymore. We kind of shaved them too much.
So what do you use the coin shaving room for?
We keep the kettle there. It sets off the new decor superbly.
That's why you
Even this bloody
redecorated
kettle.
it.
No, We used to keep the old kettle there, only all the wallpaper fell down.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I don't understand. Why is it guild policy not to discuss the murder?
Well, as you probably know, we formed the guild to stop the dreadful habit of visiting heroes robbing all the fat merchants.
Yeah, I heard that.
Ah, yonder lies a fat merchant, they cry, using that special landlord a flagon of your finest ale hero talk. Let us relieve him of some of his ill-gotten gains. Pon my scalliard. Next thing you know, they've robbed you blind. That's the thanks you get for years of service.
Years of service carefully mixing sand in the sugar and switching the number plates of the donkey carts.
Hey, that's a very stilted view. What about all the other top-quality bargains we offer?
Ah, yes. All those once-in-a-lifetime, never-to-be-repeated, absolutely didn't fall off the back of a cart offers?
Exactly. Plus, we keep the economy of the city running.
By giving small sums to the less smelly beggars?
Annually, yes.
You were telling me about guild policy.
Ah, yes. Anyway, it was decided that it would be the Merchants Guild's policy to fully further the aims of its members, advertise the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork, and beat 7 kinds of hell out of anyone with a leather loincloth.
Advertise the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork?
Are you saying you don't like Ankh-Morpork?
Oh, no. Absolutely not. I heard what you guys did to Castroaster.
Damn straight. He got tired real quick.
This doesn't explain why you can't discuss the murder with me.
Well, the Merchants Guild is supposed to be the shining beacon that shows the rest of the world how unsurpassably wonderful Ankh-Morpork is.
By robbing them blind?
Boy, watch it.
Sorry. Continue.
Anyway, the point is, it's bad publicity if we're seen to have a murder in our ranks.
Couldn't you sell it as a tourist attraction?
What?
You know, come to Ankh-Morpork, site of the infamous counterweight killings.
Show some respect. A merchant lies dead, struck down in his prime.
So you admit
So do half a dozen other people.
True, but they weren't merchants.
it. Ugh. This guy. I have got to go to break screen very briefly to give some medicine to my dog. And then we'll be back to this deeply charming individual in a couple of minutes. All right, we're back. Alley-oop. I have to admit, my break screen is getting a little cyclical, isn't it? It's meant to be like a really long video that loops a lot of different footage of games, but it always seems to fall that it happens to loop the same, like, 5 games over. There's like a lot of games in that break screen video. I might chop and change it soon. Anyway, we're talking about civic charms with this charming individual.
So how exactly do you go about advertising the civic charms of Ankh-Morpork?
We pursue those misguided people who publicly fail to recognize the many attractive points of this fine city.
Pursue?
Yes, we hire large gangs of men with ears like fists and fists like walnuts to point out that Ankh-Morpork is in fact a marvellously clean and decent city in which to live. A process whose ongoing
So you
nature
lie.
might be swiftly curtailed if they don't shut up right now.
I suspect they see sense.
Oh yes, even if their eyes are a bit swollen.
Right, okay, sure. What have we got? You know about coins? Maybe we can get some information from you about this.
I had a feeling that Mundy's
Oh
coin
yeah,
was
you're
in-
really cagey about it, aren't you? I suppose it is evidence. Right, we don't have enough objects to really dive into that. We're back to the notebook game, the counterweight killings, the merchant's murder. This is the start as we mean to
about
go
this
on.
merchant that was killed.
Sorry, I'm not allowed to discuss the incident with outsiders. A guild policy.
It wouldn't hurt to tell me the broad details, would it?
It would hurt a lot. They'd throw me off the roof.
No one's going to know.
I'd know about hitting the ground.
Is it really that important to you?
The Merchants Guild takes its policies very seriously.
So it seemed. I had to find a way to exploit that.
What, like if they have a policy where it's against the rules not to tell me in some way? Kind of loophole? Would that work?
Have you heard about the counterweight killings?
Who hasn't? It's the talk of the town. A gruesome serial killer in our own backyard.
Ankh-Morpork, where major political events are never talked about, but grisly murders are discussed over the dinner table.
Hey, if it isn't local news, I'm not interested.
Oh, of course. 10,000 killed in a pogrom in Omnia is irrelevant. But Ankh-Morpork man stubs toe on the Magdalen Bridge. Oh, that's news.
Someone stubbed their toe on the Magdalen Bridge?
Never mind.
Very cynical, Anne Newton, isn't he? I always forget every leak. It seems to be getting worse as he goes along. We've got an army of Zoom beanies being launched by Cupperchip. Right, okay. Deep cut Luton goodness now, Aquila says. Yeah, I mean, this is as good as it gets for Luton's dialogue. He also misspelled Grizzly in the subtitles. I'm that guy. Sorry, everyone.
Do you know a troll by the name of Jasper Horst?
Well, no one I know.
I have a feeling this guy's going to be next to useless, but every time I think that, this game surprises me. So I'm going to be... Look how much he has scratched out. So much of what he's gone through is irrelevant. Just tear the pages out, bro. Trying to get stuff done.
What do you know about the murder of Mount Malachite?
I can't help you there.
Can't or won't? Alright. Alkali, Ilsa Two Conquerors. Is Carlotta a member of the guild by any chance? She just has some surprising affiliations.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
Well, no one I know.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, I have a feeling Luton dropped the hint before. We just need to be able to exploit the guild affiliations and
Well,
policies.
goodbye for now.
So maybe if we find something out. Look at that meaningful walk away. You can tell Luton's annoyed with that guy. Ooh, he's going to get to the bottom of it. Anyway, there is something I know we can do. It's our old buddy Mankey. Wait, is Sapphire around? Oh, I know what we could do. Are we allowed back up to the murder scene? Okay, I'm getting carried away. Let's look at the notice board first.
I couldn't imagine who would pay attention to the notices in a seedy dive like the Parrot. But I guess they were of interest to someone.
Yeah, such as a detective. So look at the board, please, Luton.
Wanted, bedmaker and laundryman for Unseen University. $2 for each day survived. Contact Mrs. Foames at the new hall.
There you have it. And this is our way in. For some reason, Luton doesn't want to... I guess it's because he said from the conversation with Nobby, the university is kind of deflecting outsiders from investigating the murder. So Luton's basically going to try and apply for a job there and try and get into the university and investigate that way.
The story of the Sortian War, as 'twas ne'er told, Truculus and Cressylic, Hwell's epic incomprehensible masterwork, death, war, romance songs. Wanted by the Watch in connection with the sale of genuine authentic soggy Mountain Dew, one CMOT Dibbler of no fixed abode. If you see this man, consider him stocked up and extremely persistent.
I never actually considered it before, but yeah, Dibbler doesn't have a fixed abode. That's either something he does to throw people off, or he just is genuinely homeless and is a transient merchant. Right, here we are back at the murder scene of Mundy, the first murder in the game.
Outline where Mundy's body fell. What was it like, I wonder, to have only a white silhouette to mark your passing?
Well, I mean, you'll be able to figure that out. Of course, we're alone now, so I'm going to show you my doggy ways. Like so.
The teal scent strongly resembled tobacco and guilt.
So this, we can kind of demonstrate what we were talking about earlier, is almost certainly Nobby, because Nobby was in the room investigating the murder.
I guess Nobby's scent had lingered on from when he was here several days ago.
There
I
you have
had
it.
a feeling his scent was as good a lingerer as Nobby was. There was a bold scent of navy blue in the air.
And you can notice this frickin' even calls it lingering threat of magenta. The magenta is at all the murder scenes. It appears to be the murder.
There was definitely the remains of a magenta scent in Mundy's room.
So let's try and cross-reference this quickly, because I think the navy blue scent might be Vine's. See if he can deduce that from where it keeps showing.
I couldn't be sure who the navy blue scent belonged to.
So we won't clarify it unless he's absolutely certain, which I guess makes sense. Someone's got to be doing some proper detective work here.
Around where Mundy's body had lain was a dark blue scent.
Presumably Mundy's. Yeah.
Where Mundy had been in his room, there was a dark blue smell.
And then
There was a hint of an apple-colored scent in the air.
pick it up, do a little bark while we do it.
The apple-colored scent wasn't entirely unpleasant.
But if it belongs to Mankin, as I suspect it does, the individual who does own the scent is, because he cut the rope down, didn't he? He was interfering with the crime scene, basically. That's how we blackmailed him a few sessions ago. Right, I think we're done here. Brilliant. We could talk to Mankin, but I don't think he's got anything for us right now. I'm actually more interested in going places where Luton's unobserved, because this is where we can actually start using his abilities. Also, for example, Sapphire's not here now. Can we have her stuff?
It all looked like junk to me.
Alright.
Sapphire had a collection of Troll cosmetics, a granite filing stone, some colored sand, and various bottles.
Okay, let's get sniffy. Come on, Luton. Oops. I'm kicking on cosmetics, not Luton. Aha, a bright cyan
The
blob.
cyan stench was coming from a bottle of perfume.
We'll have that. Oops. I keep trying to put sense in the notebook and it's not going to work because physics.
The cyan scent was distinct and potent.
Brilliant. Okay. This must be Mundy.
There was a hint of an apple-colored scent in the air.
So can we therefore deduce, just for completionist's sake, that this is Mundy, because Mundy would have reason to come in here?
I guess the apple-colored
Yeah.
scent belonged to Mankin.
Doesn't really tell us anything as such, but it does mean that we can eliminate this if we ever come across it elsewhere a similar colour.
Dark cyan was the most prevalent smell in the dressing room. There was a booming bass quality to the scent.
It must be Sapphire. So yeah, for example, if we find things that look similar colours, such as these two, Mundy and Navy, Luton, because he's sensing, you know, within the context of the game, he's sensing the smell more directly. He'll tell you if they're actually the same or not.
Both scents were human. I was pretty sure of that.
But they're not identical, do you see? So if we mistook this while looking at the scene just for colours, or this and this, for example, we'd cross-reference it by smashing them together like this, and then the Luton will tell me if they're actually identical scents or not. So the human error is kind of accounted for in the system. It's quite clever. The perfume now lights up because we smelled it. And we'll take it, because we're going to have to perform some tricks and capers a little bit later. But not right now. Let's just get out of here. Poor Sapphire. We're stealing from her now. We can go to the Unseen University. I'll pop a save quickly because we're getting a lot done. Sniff, sniff. There we go. Nice and friendly. We're going to leave the bar before Mankin kicks off. Look how many lit up places. This is Unseen University. We can finally go here, for example, as well. There's tons of stuff in this entire city we can go to now. I'm guessing the university should be next, but there's something I'm forgetting. No, I'm gonna be a little mean and go somewhere else first. Here we go. And this is why. Here's the casino. What's changed since we were last here? I think it's the chalk outline. Whose body was this? Take your time,
Having a
Luton.
chalk outline outside just didn't put people in the mood to gamble. It was probably the only time in my life I'd had an effect on high society.
Yeah, Luton talking about the other chalk outlines reminded me. This is his. This is Luton's chalk outline. This is where he was murdered.
I couldn't think of a good reason to erase the chalk outline other than the giddy thrill of vandalism.
Arguably, you could do it because you weren't actually murdered. That's like your own blood down there as well. It must be pretty weird.
There was some kind of moss on the ground where I had been killed. It obviously didn't grow here, which means it came from somewhere else. The question was where?
The question. Moss. What a weird thing to find in a city at the scene of a crime. Since no one's around, we can't smell ourselves. A dark green
The
blob.
green scent smelled like vegetation.
Ah.
The scent was too faint to remember.
Oh, Luton. But look, the magenta.
The magenta trail led to the site of my murder. I guess it must be the murderer's trail.
So now Luton's really deducing, like, being killed by someone. Oh, he's followed it. Look at this. So it goes to the Temple of Small Gods. Makes it look
I
like it's
followed my
Mooncalf.
murderer's trail back to the Temple of Small Gods.
Ah. So the trail that touches all of the different murder scenes goes to the Temple of Small Gods, where Mooncalf works. So I think we're going to have a conversation with Mooncalf at some point soon. However, I wasn't strictly done with the casino, Mr. Luton. But yes, you can kind of sort of see how things are coming
Saturnalia
together.
was locked
Oh,
up.
it's closed. Alright, forget that. We're done with that place. Maybe confronting Mooncalf is the next best option, but I did say we were going to go to the university, so we'll go there first. Make another new friend, I'm sure. Oh, look at that. In 3D. Remember it in Discworld 1?
Unseen University was positioned along a large stretch in the River Ankh, and its campus was convoluted enough that it was hard to tell where the university ended and the city began. It would be wrong to say that the people of the city respected the wizards of the university, and it would be wrong to say that they hated them. In fact, all you could really say was that both the citizens and the wizards were glad of the wall that stopped them from having to socialize on a daily basis.
Where are your prunes? Now Akilo demands. Outrageous, isn't it? I remember trying to get the prunes off that guy for
Mrs.
so long.
Foames,
Yes, I am she.
Oh.
What do you want?
may I come in?
No, you may not.
I've come about the job.
Is that a fact? Very well, you may enter. But wipe your feet.
Yeah, change your
Won't have the
bastard
help
tune now,
messing
ain't
up the carpets.
you? That's you. That's what you sound. Sorry, I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood with repressive people today. Everywhere Luton goes, someone's trying to stop him doing something. And he's just a little guy,
Now,
and so
you've
charming
come for the
too.
job, Mr.
Luton. And yes, I am interested in the job.
Well, as the head chambermaid, the decisions about hiring staff falls on my shoulders. Do you have any experience?
No, but I'm a fast learner.
Well, the pay is $2 a day. There are no perks. If you want it, it's yours.
Cool. Imagine a job market like that. You can tell it's from the Middle Ages.
Can you tell me about Unseen University?
It's not the business of help to discuss their employers.
Really? So we're still a step removed from what From what needs to be happening here. Do you know anything about moss?
Do you recognize this moss?
What a
I
question.
have better things to be doing than talking to you, you know.
Just a man in an overcoat. You've just hired him. First thing he does after hiring is just look you dead in the eye. Just reaches into his coat pocket and pulls out some like green mulch. He's like, do you know anything about moss?
I'll take the job. When do I start?
You can start now by making the beds. The dorm is through that door. I advise you to leave before the students get back.
Why?
Boys will be boys, Mr. Luton. And apprentice wizards are the worst kind of boys imaginable.
They're gonna try and sleep with me? Wizards aren't allowed to sleep with people.
I guess I'd better get to work.
Very good.
Although, should I discuss the murder with her? She won't tell me. She said not to discuss employers, right? Right, so we just get left unattended and what a mess. And, yeah, here's the job. Unlock her with disturbing aroma. Wow. Well, we're left unattended and there's a scent that even as a human we can pick up on. Sounds good to me, but let's get to the... the Octarine board. The chalk. Does that chalk light up? Because I know it's a pixel hunting game? No. Okay, let's look at the Octarine board.
The Octarine board appeared blank to my eyes, but I had a feeling there was something written on it I couldn't see. A few sticks of chalk, a type of chalk made from Octarine carbonate, were resting on the top of the board.
Okay. A rugged unlocker, an unstable unlocker, an unlocker with a disturbing aroma, and a sturdy unlocker. Make the beds. Chalk!
For a brief moment, I considered actually making the beds. Fortunately, good sense prevailed.
What's wrong with making beds? What's wrong with you? Right, go in the door then. I tend to circle in on adventure games. Lola goes mad. But I sort of circle in. I do all the stuff at the edges first, kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, and then I do the stuff that the game actually wants me to see. It's quite annoying, I must admit. Hello everyone, I'm new. So what kind of place is this? Just a lovely blank room? I mean, it sets the scene beautifully, but... yeah, let's give you the luxury you clearly want of a slow, moody walk. There he goes, yeah. Aha! Here's an observatory, and here is a porter. Any porter in a storm.
The porter had inflexible written all over him in large ironclad letters.
In the wizard dorms, now Aquila says, doing it, and by it, well, let's just say, my chalk. Who else up in the wizard dorms doing their chalk tonight? Porter, I would speak.
What are you doing here?
I work here, mate.
The name's
Sure, it's
Luton.
used.
I'm working for Mrs. Foames.
You're the new bed maker, eh? Well, you can't come any further than this, Luton. Wizards only in the library, thank you.
Wizards only?
Well, wizards, apprentices, and orangutans.
Are you a porter?
No, I'm a bledlow. And there's a difference, all right?
Got a touchy, innit? Touchy little guy. So that's the library. I got excited at this point as a kid because I'd read enough of the books to know that Rincewind eventually gets a job as assistant librarian. And so I was like, if we get in the library, we can talk to Rincewind. We can finally see Rincewind in this game because I was really missing him. But he's not in the game.
What's a bledlow?
Spoiler. Sorry. No.
We look after the students,
Look after them.
just like the watch looks after the city.
You throw your weight around and beat them senseless when they do something wrong?
That's about the size of it, yeah. You don't mess with the lobsters.
Lobsters?
Just a nickname we've picked up over the years.
Why?
If you see us get our hands on a student, you'll understand.
You make it sound like you're hunting them down.
Of course, all students are guilty of everything.
Very adversarial, this city, isn't it? Now Aquila's saying this voice actor is very good. This voice actor is Rob Brydon doing a Cockney accent. So Rob Brydon is talking to Rob Brydon again.
Where are all the students?
They're off playing Unseen University Challenge against the students from the Assassin's Guild.
What does that involve?
I don't know. given the way most sports are conducted round here, it probably involves a very careful inspection of half the pubs in Ankh-Morpork.
What makes you say that?
Heard of the city and guilds?
No.
When the guilds started setting up their own colleges, there was a lot of rivalry between the various students.
Rivalry?
Well, the university students used to be ambushed by gangs from the guilds, really.
Used to be.
Well, given the faculty's relaxed attitude to sudden death, most of the staff preferred dead students on account of them being easier to teach. But I gather the guilds decided that enough was enough because all the bodies around the place made it very hard to open doors.
So what did they do?
They founded the City and Guilds Match. See, the idea was to carry a football right from the outskirts of the Shades to the Tower of Art, goals being scored by kicking the ball through the door of certain landmarks.
What sort of landmarks?
The sort with names like the Mended Drum and Bunch of Grapes. The scoring team was bought drinks by the other teams, you see. And after a few years, the Arch-Chancellor ruled that only one goal could be scored in each pub since the match had for 3 years running. It had gone on for a month. Yeah.
What's this got to do with Unseen University Challenge?
Well, the university tends to leave the City and Guilds Match to the guilds. They prefer a more cerebral challenge.
Such as going straight to the pub, not passing go, and not bothering to come back.
That'd be my guess, yes.
So they're not coming back?
Well, they'll be back. They need to come to the library to get their course books.
So, yeah, now Akila's bringing up... Had a feeling it was Rob Brydon, but couldn't tell. I guess there's a kind of provincial advantage you have if you're playing this as a Brit, because Rob Brydon is on TV all the time here. He's a Welsh presenter and comedian. And he, like, part of his shtick is he does voices. So earlier in his career, he was doing voiceover for games like this. So when you kind of know what sort of tones and timbre to listen for in a voice, like his, you can just sort of tell. I think the most like his natural voice is Mankin, the horrible half-elf bartender who has a Welsh accent, which I think is just his neutral accent, or maybe just he's leaning on the Welsh accent a little bit. Let's see. I'm looking for allusions to the murder in the university. Maybe you can help.
I hear the reader of esoteric occultism was murdered.
Have a feeling you won't, but, you know, give it a go.
Yep. Old Mathan was so full of poison, even the worms wouldn't touch him.
He was poisoned?
That's right. Right here in the Widdershins wing of the university.
You don't sound concerned.
I just keep an eye on the students. The wizards can do what they like to each other.
Everyone's so jaded in Ankh-Morpork. There's no, like, respect for the sanctity of life. It's always there. We did get a clue, though. Perfect. Okay. Putting feelers out is working a bit better than I thought. Now Achilles saying, you've been inoculated by his Rob particles. So, we've actually crossed that out because he was poisoned. Poisoned in the Widdershins wing. Widdershins is a compass direction on the Discworld because it's flat. So they use a different compass system. Because there's no north, south, east or west on the Discworld because it's not round. So there's no North Pole.
Who do you think killed Matham?
Well, that shouldn't be hard to work out, eh? Just see who fills his shoes.
You think it was an internal matter?
I don't see why not. No one else has got a reason to be killing wizards, have they, eh?
So that's something that's sometimes brought up, and I think it's something we can elaborate on a little bit more in the Discworld. There's the concept of dead men's pointy boots. Because it's sort of expected that wizards, because they're dealing with the arcane, get a bit power hungry, and because they live a very, 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 very long time, they get in each other's way. So if you want a position within Unseen University, you can't just wait for your forebearer to die. Sometimes you have to nudge the process along a bit. So there is this saying, which I think we'll unlock by speaking with Mrs. Foames, called Dead Men's Pointy Boots, which is everyone knows the wizards are going around killing each other. But everyone just kind of quietly tolerates it, and that's kind of why the murder isn't being taken very seriously, because they just think it's someone on faculty who wanted his job. But of course we know
Mrs.
better
Holmes?
because it's a conspiracy, man. It goes right to
Well?
the top.
What do you want? I haven't got time to waste talking to you, you know.
Yet here you stand, so demonstrably you do. Have we broken the ice with you yet?
Can you tell me about Unseen University?
It's not the business of health
Oh
to
yeah,
discuss
you
their
were
employees.
just shutting us down, weren't you? Okay, never mind. You're going to tell us about the damn murder, aren't you?
Is it dangerous working here? Only I heard that one of the wizards was murdered.
Don't let that bother you, Mr. Luton. The affairs of the staff are not our concern.
So you keep
You
saying.
don't think I'm in any danger?
Goodness, no. The odd death is just the natural course of campus politics, I'm afraid. It's a shocking turn of affairs, but we mustn't question it. Dead men's pointy boots, and all that.
Dead men's pointy boots. It's just a saying they have in Ankh-Morpork, and particularly in Unseen University, where... have we just... Oh no, that's under miscellaneous. I thought we'd scratch out that he got murdered by poisoning, and I was going to be surprised, because surely we need to bring that up to someone else later.
Dead men's pointy boots?
Yes. No questions asked as to the manner of their emptying, if you know what I mean.
I see.
So in other words, if the wizards kill each other,
I
it's
guess
kind of
I
their
better get to
problem,
work.
and everyone washes
Indeed
their hands.
you should.
Very apathetic in Ankh-Morpork. Just like, yeah, sure, go ahead. Don't involve the muggles, whatever you want to call. They don't use the term muggles in this, but you know what I mean. Open the locker. I want answers. Yeah, you're not going to open it over there, are you?
Unlike the other unlockers, this one seemed to be levitating a few inches above the ground. Probably one of the students' cantrips that hadn't worn off yet.
Okay.
As for the unlocker's contents, the less said about them, the better.
Oof. What about this one? Oh, Luton, if you've already proven you're not going to walk over
I
to...
searched
There
the
you go.
unlocker, but found nothing I wanted to think too hard about.
What about this one? It's got an aroma. Come on, Sonny
Given
boy.
the smell of the unlocker, I was grateful it was locked.
It could have the whole key to the case in there. Right, open up then.
The only interesting thing I could find in the unlocker was some books.
Books, you say?
I guess the rumors about the students weren't true. They did do some studying. What have we got? Occult primer. Monster fun grimoire. Fullamyth. The theory of thaumic imponderability. Lost temples of the great Nev.
The grimoire sounds fun. Right, okay. We've danced around it for long enough. It's time to actually get on top of some of the scents in here.
Dorm was
Woo!
full of the jangling scents of the students. But the most surprising thing was the octarine board. As a wolf, I smelt the words on the board. The chalk marks showed up as sparkling traces against the odorless board. It seemed to be a list of subjects the young apprentices were studying. Occult perils of lace-making, basic myth and monsters, principles of thaumic imponderability, and temples of the great Nev. Under the list of subjects were the words, "You must read a chapter on each before the next lecture."
Octarine is the colour of magic on the Discworld and cannot be seen by mortal eyes unless you are a wizard. You learn somehow to see it. But as a werewolf, you can apparently smell it. And you know, why not? Now Akila's saying, Monster Fun Grimoire, need that. I want to have Monster Fun. Is not being a werewolf monster fun enough for you? I don't know what to do with people these days. If werewolf good times aren't enough, I guess we'll just end the stream here. No, we won't do that. We're going to be... For an Uberworld, we haven't visited you yet. I don't know why the mausoleum is still relevant, but it is. Oh, I do. Yeah, forget that. Sorry, spoilers. Rodan's Workshop we haven't seen yet. We do need to confront Mooncalf. Something's going on with Mooncalf, isn't it? And then it's going to be a lot of conversation, though. I'm surprised we can't talk to the gargoyle up here yet. Parrot. He's used to that anyhow. Yeah. Luton will just have to forgive my infidelity. Now Akila says. Yeah, he'll just get more jaded and start complaining more. Let's go to the cafe and see if everyone's alright. Trudging in. I do love this scene. I do love this sort of like peering in. Now, we asked the fugitives who were hiding here to leave, didn't we? And they have done so. So it looks like we're okay. Did they leave anything behind? Luton doesn't even want to come in. Oh, no, he does. Okay. Take your time, Mr. Man.
Most of the wine
There we go.
barrels in the Café Ankh cellar had been brought into Ankh Morpork on the Milka.
But there ain't a lick of anything to be had just yet. I think this becomes pertinent later. So let's go in the Ankh. Nobody home? God, ain't exactly lively this place, is it? Is our old friend Samael here? Samael!
Samael, Mr. Luton.
I hope you're doing all right.
How's business, Samael? It's pretty good, Mr. Luton. How are things with you? Not so good. I think I'm so deep in trouble that I haven't
This is a
even
repeat
realized
conversation,
it
but it
yet.
is a bit wholesome.
You haven't had much luck, have you, Mr. Luton? Not since the Hotel Pseudopolis. That was when... Oh, I see. That's okay, Samael. I don't mind talking to you about it. You're like family.
Now, Akilo in chat is bringing up, I love the look of the game. A lot of art directors aren't brave enough to go so dark so much of the time. What's interesting that I found in this version, which has been kind of jury-rigged to run on modern systems, is certain scenes have actually been brightened, if you can believe that. Because a lot of the colour palette for the game, instead of having a green tint, was often blue. So in Luton's office particularly, it's very noticeable. It was very, very dark, kind of midnight blue. Do you know anything about Moss, Samael? And yeah, you could barely see in most of the game. So I think in part of making it work on modern systems, I think a little bit of tweaking was to be done to try and keep the atmosphere, but make it a little more legible.
Do you recognize this moss? I wouldn't know anything about that, Mr. Luton.
Oh, Samael. I wonder why you're still here, because... What do we have to tell you exactly? Murders, contacts and suspects. I can't think of anything apart from the pleasure of Samael's company that he necessarily
Thanks
knows,
again,
but this feels
Samael.
like a mistake.
No problem, Mr. Luton.
Because if this place wasn't relevant, it would have been erased from the map. Luton can sort of decide when he's done with the place and not go there. We've kind of had it with the casino a little bit as well. Okay, we'll go back to the map. I think it's time to start drilling down on Mooncalf. Stop putting that off. At the mansion. I'm so indecisive today. Let's see if Carlotta's home, because we do want a word with her.
Oh, it is you, sir.
Yeah.
I'm just as thrilled.
Who would Sir like to see this time?
Look, you're lucky I'm alive, me old China.
I'd like to see Carlotta. Is she home?
I will go and check.
Ooh. Do we get to run around? I'll race you. I'll get there first. I'm quicker. I'm quicker than you, if you can believe that. And I'm Luton. He back at the door, you lazy sod. There's a book. Here we go.
The book was an old edition of Twerp's Peerage. Probably a collector's item. Why do rich families feel the need to leave old, valuable books lying around in their reception halls? It's bad enough that they have so much more money than you without rubbing it in.
Ha.
The book was about the lineage and heraldry of the nobility of the city of Ankh. I didn't understand much of it, but I noticed that there were handwritten corrections in it.
This is how Carlotta knows so much about kind of ancestry and heraldry and that kind of thing. Go
I
upstairs.
confess, I was consumed with avarice, but I wasn't about to steal an entire staircase.
Luton, that's not what I'm asking you, you silly, silly man. Okay, I have another plan, but let's have a look at the staircase first, because I think there's a leeway to sneak some smelling in here.
There was something about the wooden staircase that was really impressive. I think it might have been the thought that it probably cost more to make than everything I owned.
That is sobering. Right, let's go back to... No, not leave... Oh, dearie me, I just cannot drive Luton
Al-Khali
around
was
today.
still following me, but he was concealing himself better since my little discussion with Horst.
Oh, okay,
Who would
so we've still got
Sir
some
like
useful
to see
information out of
this
that. That's
time?
good, that's good. What we would like to do is get on top of Carlotta. Well, not in that way. Get on top of seeing Carlotta, please.
I'd like
because
to
I'm
see
actually going to sneak
Carlotta.
something else.
Is she home?
I will go and check.
Right, so instead of following you and racing you, We're going to wait until you leave, and then we're going to put our nose all over the mansion. We're going to put our nose all over your furniture, and there's nothing you can do to stop us.
While the butler was gone,
Hey.
I slipped into my wolf form. A purple scent stretched across the hallway, and I instantly knew it was Carlotta. But that wasn't all. The richness of her odor told me something else. Carlotta was a werewolf, just like me.
Hey, hey, hey. Alright, so I take it because the butler comes back.
It
He doesn't.
seems that Carlotta
okay.
is
He will
not
tell
in
us.
her room.
Take a message. Tell her to meet me at the Café Ankh later tonight.
As Sir wishes.
If Carlotta was the werewolf who infected me, I wanted to speak to her as soon as possible. Sheesh! You'd think a guy could take one kiss and wake up the same shape next day, wouldn't you?
Hang on, I'm still not done with the mansion, Luton.
Al Kali was still following me.
Yeah, and we're still being
He was
stalked.
concealing
Brilliant.
himself better since my little discussion with
Right,
Hollis.
Luton, I'm going to need you
Who
to
would Sir
buckle up
like
a
to
little
see
bit.
this time?
Don't just immediately leave, because I want to see the count, please.
Can I see the Count?
I am not in a position to know how good your vision is, but you may see the Count, which I believe is what Sir actually meant in Sir's untutored way.
The Count's health was getting worse.
Oh no.
He wasn't making much sense.
Is that you? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. Is it time? Is it time already? It's been such a long time, hasn't it? We've had fun together, haven't we? Soon enough.
Count?
Soon enough, my dear.
He's in bad shape.
Soon enough.
Count? It's Luton.
He cannot hear you.
Why not?
It's almost his time.
It's your boy.
I've seen some scary things in my time. I've seen men driven mad by money or women. I've seen wars where neither side has known what they were fighting over. I've seen Nobby getting out of the shower, and believe me, that was no picnic. I didn't really discover what terror was until I found myself talking to a 7-foot-high skeleton with a scythe. Your death!
Am I? You know, I wondered why I was carrying the scythe around.
Am I?
Are you what? A selfish, bitter man who has yet to squander his one last chance at redemption?
Am I dead?
No. It's not your time.
I thought you might have missed me the other day when I was stabbed and you've only just got around to me.
I'm famously punctual.
So why are you here?
I've come out for the count, so to speak.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I was hoping to ask him a few questions.
You seem remarkably calm for one who's just seen the defeater of empires, the swallower of oceans, the thief of years, the ultimate reality, the harvester of mankind, and the assassin against whom no lock will hold. That's me, in case you have trouble with long sentences.
It's been that kind of week. How long has he got?
That depends on you.
It's a lot of pressure.
On me? I thought our time was allocated by the fates.
It is true that fate is the ultimate master of life and death. But even fate takes a back seat to the laws of narrative causality.
I don't understand.
Really? Who said you were supposed to?
You might give me a clue.
Let's just say that the actions of one person may change the way the whole story is told.
I don't understand.
Don't worry, it'll all become clear to you at the end.
Who knew Death of all people would be so wise? Now Aquila is cheering that Death has arrived, which is, I guess, an unusual circumstance to be in. He's a lot more level-headed than the last game we met him in, isn't he? Now, obviously, usually a mortal person cannot see death, or at least if they do see death, their brain does something and they file it away in their subconscious. So death could be standing next to you right now, but you wouldn't consciously register it because your brain would be like, no, that can't be true. It can't be death standing there, so it just wipes it out. But Luton obviously has some special circumstances and is an occult being himself, so I think he has ways and means of seeing him now. Plus, I guess being stabbed means you're more likely to be able to see death than not.
How come you're here?
I came on my horse.
What is it? A skeletal horse whose hooves spark with flames with each step?
No. Just my horse. I call him Binky.
And he's not a skeleton?
He happens to be very well fed and looked after, thank you very much.
I still don't understand why you're here. I mean, you're Death. Shouldn't you be everywhere?
I am everywhere.
But you're here.
Yes. As well. Don't try to work it out. Even I don't fully understand it. It involves really complicated numbers.
You turn up like this for everyone?
Generally, I'm only expected to make an actual appearance on special occasions.
And this is a special occasion?
Not yet. I've arrived ahead of time. But there's going to be a lot of business in Ankh-Morpork soon, so it doesn't hurt for me to get here a little early.
You wouldn't care to tell me more about this, I suppose?
The immediate future is not a matter on which I propose to enlighten you, no.
Irritating. Couldn't you just tell us the answer? Death has a very strong non-interference clause. He takes his job really, I guess he is his job, isn't he? He's like a concept given personification, that's the whole point.
How come I can see you? Is it something to do with me being a werewolf?
In a sense. It has much more to do with certain other matters.
Such as?
Ordinarily, I am only perceived by those who are about to die.
So you are invisible? That must be useful.
I'm not invisible, as such. People just can't see me. They won't allow themselves to do it. Until it's time, of course. Wizards can see me, and cats. Odd, really, but there you go.
But I can see you.
Indeed. People in a state of heightened awareness sometimes stop seeing what they expect to see and start seeing what is really there.
Like with Gaspode.
Frankly, I think your seeing me has more to do with your quest for the golden sword.
You know about that?
I've been around. I hear things.
Why should the sword be a factor?
Well, it's more to do with narrative causality, as I said.
It's not really a quest. I mean, I'm just investigating a few murders.
Believe me, I know. I was there.
Narrative causality. Cuppa Joe's dropping some hints about Rift Tracks, which is another stream hijack redeem that we've recently implemented. Untested, of course, and famously all my untested things go really well the first time I use them. So I'm sure it'll be fine if it gets activated at any point.
You mentioned narrative causality before.
Did I? I must be becoming careless.
Why? Aren't you allowed to discuss it?
It's not exactly against the rules. But it might ruin it if I told you.
Ruin what?
The story.
How intriguing. Right, I guess, do we have any... Death, do you know much about moss?
I don't suppose you know anything about mosses.
Hee hee.
Moss? Did you say moss? Plants. Yes. Lots of plants here. Can't remember much about them these days. The memory fails. There are books, though. I forget where.
I know where, and I'm excited to get to that part of the game. It's one of my favourites. But oh,
Yes. The library's apocrypha. All the books are there, you know?
May I use the library?
Eh? What was that, my boy? The library. Ah, yes. The library's apocrypha. All the books are there, you know?
oh, he's not
You
well.
can use it if it will help your inquiries. How go your inquiries? Have you heard from Reagan?
Oh, Cal.
No. Not yet.
This room contains the von Uberwald's Libraris Apocrypha. So will, I trust, be careful not to damage any of the priceless tomes housed within.
I'll be careful.
One would be very upset if one was to return to find, sir, perhaps folding paper animals from a priceless folio edition of the Dictionary of Eye-Watering Words.
What are they?
They are books, sir.
I realize that. What are they about?
The Libraris Apocrypha is a collection of obscurities and rare volumes from across the continent. If knowledge were an animal, the Libraris would be a great dragon. Sir, by the same scale, would be a kebab on an ant's barbecue.
I'll be careful.
This is probably my favourite place in the entire game. It is a vast library, and Luton's stock and trade is information. So having access to the library, which I unlocked by accident, I didn't mean to do it, is really exciting because it doesn't necessarily make good video content as such because it is just this page, but we can go through everything in Luton's pockets and notebook, cross-reference them with index cards, and then he can find books that pertain to it. This is probably the second best library in the city besides the one in the Unseen University, which we're not allowed to access, so this is an incredible resource for a detective.
The library was the von Uberwald's collection of obscurities. Perhaps I could turn it to my advantage.
Grab a book.
I grabbed a book from the shelves. Jane's All the World's Siege Weapons. Fascinating stuff. If I was planning to storm a castle and I had the defense budget of a small barony.
Fair enough. Cup of Joe is saying the final Street Fighter 6 Year 3 character has released, which means Year 4 will get announced at some point, and hopefully soon Vega, who Cup of Joe has told me is the favourite character, Vega, which really isn't in this particular Street Fighter. Maybe they are
Although I
saying it.
appeared to be alone, I found it hard to believe I wasn't being watched. I wouldn't trust me with all those valuable books, and the butler certainly didn't.
Alright, okay, let's use this place as it's meant to be used. I'll pop a quick save. Like so. And then I guess, what do we need to look up? We first came in here talking about the moss. So let's look it up on some index cards. It's so satisfying, this part of the game. Because he'll just study this for a little while. He'll just trudge off very slowly in a minute. He'll go and grab a book, and then he'll explain if he found any information or not. It's weirdly chill.
I found a copy of Orange Crates on the Nature of Plants. The book was a tediously detailed study of the plant kingdom, and one of the most boring things I've ever read. But I found the moss in there. Apparently it was a lycanthrope, a type of animate moss with crude locomotion, found only in the worst sewers in the most decrepit urban areas. Apparently the lycanthrope looked like harmless moss until something to eat walked by. Then they transformed into a deadly lichen and devoured their prey, at least as long as it was small enough. Otherwise, they just clung on for dear life.
Isn't the Discworld weird? If a pun exists, it's probably an actual animal. got a new clue. So this is the other thing. Oh yeah, we can look up the coin, for example. It's slow paced in here, I must admit, but I do. Wait, what am I doing? I do enjoy it. I'll just pop the save again. Actually, get out of there. Yep, there we go. Lovely stuff. I would like to grab Luton's coin, like so, and we'll look it up. I've just seen the KC on the perfume bottle. Did you see that? It's a bit of a reference, a bit of a cheeky nod. I've never noticed that before. It's such an obvious symbol as well. Really dumb. Never mind. Off goes Luton. His slow walk
Whatever
does us
the
no
coin
favours in
was,
here.
I couldn't find anything about it here.
That's really disappointing, because surely currencies get tabulated in books. I don't think you're trying hard enough, Luton. I don't think you want it enough. Ah, man. Okay. Time to flip open the book and get to work. The sewers.
The lycanthrope only grew in sewers. I had to find out how to get into the sewers of Ankh-Morpork. Not many people could claim that.
Let's look up some other stuff that's been bugging us, like the gold-plated jewel. That's probably in like a billion different books in here, though. So we need something a little bit more specific, but maybe this will help narrow the scope of the investigation.
None of
That
the books
skylight.
on jewels or antiquities I could find said anything about a gold-plated jewel. I couldn't write off the possibility that there was something in the library that I hadn't managed to find, though. If I knew what it was called, it'd be easier.
I was hoping that you'd find out what it was called by looking it up in the library, but it looks like the tail's wagging the dog a little bit there. So let's try something else. Look at the golden sword. There's going to be 1,000 books about golden swords as well. Everyone I've talked to about a golden sword just like scoffs and like, yeah, it's a fantasy world. Of course there's golden swords everywhere. Any luck, Luton? Take your time. Take your time. Yep, I'll just be here with the lovely viewers
Finding
at
a
home.
book on swords wasn't as difficult as I thought. I even found a tome on gold blades.
Good.
1001 Golden Swords, the complete story of gold swords throughout history. Unfortunately, it wasn't very helpful.
Damn it. Okay. Alright. What if we look up... Do we have anything that concrete? Open this notebook again. I think the moss is kind of like the only... Because we can't look up people as such. There might be, like, murders. There won't be stuff about murders in here. Counterweight killings. I think the library's going to come into its own a little bit more as we go. Jasper Horst, he wouldn't have any books about him because he's low profile on purpose. Carlotta is a werewolf. We need to discuss that, don't we, actually? So we do actually need to go to the Cafe Ankh and discuss that with Carlotta. This, just tear out the page if it's blank. God damn. Hung upside down. We could maybe look up if there's a ritual to do with that. Carlotta might appear in a book as a noble woman. I think we need some more distinctive information. Yeah, okay, alright. However, flipping through the book has reminded me about Carlotta being in the Cafe Ankh. Let's see if she's shown up. We still haven't confronted Mooncalf either. Oh, I want a word with Mooncalf, but I think finding out why Carlotta turned us into a werewolf is probably better information for now. Here she is. God, I haven't seen her for so long.
You wanted to see me.
I tried to reach you at the mansion, but you're never around when I need you.
You never need me when I'm around.
A funny thing happened to me the other day.
You arranged all this just to tell me an anecdote?
It's a funny little story. I think you'll like it.
I'm listening.
The other night, someone stuck a sword through my ribs.
Ah, it must have been someone who knew you well.
The thing is, not long afterwards, I was in my coffin thinking about it when I realized I wasn't dead.
That was lucky.
Luck was not a factor.
That was lucky.
Why did you do it, Carlotta?
Do what?
Make me a werewolf.
If I hadn't, you'd be dead. Would you prefer that?
That's not the point, and you know it. You did something to me that was going to change who I was for the rest of my life, and you didn't even tell me.
Consent
I didn't
is
think
important,
you'd
Carlotta.
understand. Besides, it wasn't as if I planned it.
Are you telling me you turned me into a werewolf by accident?
How long have you been a werewolf now?
Not long.
Have you felt what it's like? That force that pulls on you, that draws your attention to every jugular, pulsing with life. The irrepressible call of fresh blood. A sudden attention to the phases of the moon.
I have to fight to keep control.
We all do. Coming to a city of 1 million people, it's like a starving monkey wandering into a banana plantation. You learn to live with it.
And you decided to infect me with lycanthropy?
Infect is such a negative word. I prefer blessed.
You think this is a gift?
Of course it's a gift. It's the greatest gift I could give to someone. And I chose you.
Why?
You're a smart man, Luton. Figure it out.
Just like that, eh? She's not even sorry, but I guess it did save our lives. The moss is gone. Luton's looked it up. He's got what he needs to. Dare we show her the coin? Because she's supposedly our client, but does not appear to be someone Luton trusts.
Now that there are no secrets between us, do you know what this is?
I've no idea. Some sort of coin?
Oh yeah, we've done that. Perfume?
What do you make of this perfume?
I'm sure you can think of something better to ask me, Luton.
All right.
I got a key from Reagan's body. It led me to this. It's empty.
It's empty.
Mean anything to you?
No, nothing.
Carlotta, I'm not going to dive into where and why and how and all that, but Carlotta's already lied to us a number of times in this conversation. Because she's not the mastermind, but she ain't good people, you know? Carlotta Alcali, also into Conkers. Reagan's murder. What do you know about Reagan's murder?
Reagan's dead.
I'm not surprised.
You don't seem to care.
Everybody dies, Luton. Mundy, Reagan, even you.
What's your point?
No point. That's just life.
Where were you when Reagan was killed?
When was he killed?
Shortly after dropping you off at the Temple of Small Gods.
Well, there's your answer then.
Huh. Just like that, you got an alibi, eh?
So level with me. What do you really know about the counterweight killings?
Nothing, I swear.
I swear all the time, but that doesn't mean you can trust me. I told Carlotta when Malachite was murdered, and asked her where she was at the time.
I was at a service then. Why do you ask?
A service?
I happen to enjoy services.
I bet I would too. Why don't you invite me to one?
I wouldn't be allowed to bring an unbeliever.
How do you know I'm an unbeliever?
I doubt you believe in anything.
A man can change. Don't you have a recruitment policy?
I'd rather not talk about religion. It's such a controversial subject.
Fair, but yeah. Oh, brings this up though. Let's go for it.
I can't help but notice that your recurring alibi for the murders is that you were at the Temple of Small Gods.
Everyone needs a little solace now and then.
You seem to need it a lot.
I'm not easily satisfied.
Which god is it that you worship?
I really don't like to discuss religion.
Come on. I only want to know the name.
All right. Her name is Errata. But I don't appreciate you prying into my spiritual affairs like this.
Can I pry into your physical affairs?
My affairs are never just physical.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
Luton, I'll thank you to conduct yourself. This is your client. There we go. So we got a new clue out of her. She worships Errata. And then, of course...
Tell me about this goddess.
Oh, that's weird.
Errata.
That's not what that said on the
I
book.
already told you. I don't like to talk about religion.
She's not like Om, then.
He's
the god of Omnia.
Is that the place with the Quisition? All the overzealous holy wars and tortures?
It used to be. They had some kind of reformation, and now they're just overzealous about singing rousing hymns and distributing fundamentalist pamphlets in the street.
Well, that's a kind of torture all of its own.
You're telling me. I got cornered by one of them last week. How do you think I know so much about it? It was 3 hours before I could get them to leave. Thumb screws would have been quicker, at least.
Yeah, look at this. There's a bug. Carlotta is a werewolf, Look at this. I don't much care for this. There's a bug in how it's rendered.
So, how many people have you killed?
I'm not that kind of a werewolf.
I suspected you were a killer even when you were just a woman. Now, I'm certain of it.
I was never just a woman.
You expect me to believe you've never killed anyone?
I have a lot of self-control.
It didn't seem that way when we kissed.
Don't mistake passion for a lack of self-control.
Do all werewolves see the world the same?
Everyone sees the world differently, Luton. That's what life is all about.
I meant the colors. Do you see the same colors I do?
What color is the smell of the river Ankh to you?
A kind of cacophonous bright green.
I guess we do then.
Whoever killed me had a distinctive magenta scent. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Doesn't ring any bells.
There was something else about it.
Hmm.
Like a kind of fluorescent sparkle.
Like a greenish yellow purple?
That's the one.
That's octarine.
Octarine? Sounds like a type of fruit.
It's the 8th color of the spectrum.
8th?
The basic color of which other colors are merely pale shadows impinging on conventional reality. The color of magic.
Conventional reality?
Or what passes for conventional on the Discworld.
What's that supposed to mean?
If I always knew what I meant, I'd be a genius.
So what smells of octarine?
Anything magical.
Then how come I've never seen it before? There must be 100 magical things in the city. Unseen University should glow like a sparkler.
Mortals can't see it, only wizards. Although we can smell it, of course.
That doesn't explain why Unseen University doesn't reek of it.
Well, it fades quickly in sunlight, and in extreme cases, walks away.
Very dramatic, Carlotta. Oh, this bug is very weird on this page. Let's see if it manifests. Now Akita's like, same, Carlotta, same. Gosh, she's taking all of this news very well, isn't it? Suspiciously well, some might say. What else do we have to discuss with her? The fact she's a werewolf, the fact about Horst. Did we go over Horst with her?
Tell me about Horst.
What's to tell? He's a treasure hunter.
Yeah, I think
ruthless
this
as
is
they
kind of
come.
a repeat.
He'd sell his own mother to get what he wanted. Rumor has it that he pushed his father off the mountain when he was just a pebble.
Have you had any dealings with him in the past?
Occasionally. Horst is the kind of troll you try not to work with unless you really have to.
Well, I can't blame you for that. I need to pop to break screen very briefly to cover some admin, and then I'll be back, and we'll give Carlotta quite the grilling. Lola is a little under the weather today, but she's doing all right. She's just resting up a fair amount. So it's a little bit scattershot for streaming today, but we are doing okay as far as playing the game goes. And the dogs are looking after, which is always very nice. So but I'll be taking care of her a little more properly at about the usual time. Let's see what we've got here. Not much else. I don't understand. I've never really noticed this before, and I feel like I should have. But when the pages are done, he should like remove them, because you just have to sort of tear through them a little bit rather than tear them out, which would be the sensible thing to do. Yeah, I don't think there's much else we can really discuss with Carlotta now, is there? Thank you for the... There we go. There's the real clue in the... is the pup clip. I've tried to get more pup clips working for that redeem. I'm not 100% if it's going to work or not, but yeah, the tech does definitely fight me. I think we're done here, Carlotta, because you are lying to us about a whole bunch of stuff.
I'll be around.
That's not very helpful.
What can I say? I go where I want to, with anybody I want. I just happen to be that kind of girl.
This isn't over, Carlotta.
I hope not. We don't have to be enemies, Luton.
We'll never be friends.
Let's not fight, Luton. We can work together, recover the sword together.
I don't know who you are anymore.
I'm the same girl I ever was, Luton. It's you that's changed.
You're telling me.
You know, Luton, you don't have to work with me. You don't have to say anything, and you don't have to do anything. Not a thing. Oh, maybe just howl. You know how to howl, don't you, Luton? You just pull your jaws apart and blow.
After Carlotta had left, I sat alone in the cafe, thinking about my problems. As bad as it seemed, my life was still better than it was a few years ago. Back then, I would have sat alone in the cafe, drinking through my problems.
Huh. So she turns you into a werewolf, and it does save your life, but not only is she not sorry, but she'll just make fun of you for it. And then just be like, yeah, I do what I want. Bye, bitch. And just leave. Which is annoying, because I do have more stuff to confront her about. I just don't have enough information yet. But she's being dishonest about a whole heap of stuff. Now, look at you now, Aquila says. Sniffing the whole town. We are as well. We are absolutely sniffing the whole town. And somewhere we need to sniff, I can't really put it off anymore, is the Temple of Small Gods. So I guess we're going to be heading there. We need to go back. What do I need to do here? There is an investigation that needs to take place. The wharf is gone, I've only just noticed as well. And we need to figure out a way into the sewers. From where would that happen? Okay, let's go to the temple first. Now, Malaclips, I'm looking forward to talking to you, but I do, because you're genuinely my favourite character despite being a madman. Because half the conspiracies you say are bunk, and half of them are true and spoil the game, which I think is quite fun. I quite like when that happens. It's like if you do a Malkavian playthrough in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, you can spoil the game with you in one of the first conversations in the entire playthrough. Someone will just tell you how the entire game goes, and if you know what they're saying, they're like, oh, okay, sure. Here he is, your friend and mine. Oi, I want answers.
I have some more questions.
Ask them, if you must.
I must. The window's irrelevant. We need to know about Carlotta?
I asked Mooncalf if Carlotta was in the temple when Mundy was murdered. Frankly, he didn't seem very sure. His face took on a vacant look, like someone trying to remember who won the boat race in the year of the asthmatic antelope.
Yes. Yes, I believe I saw her in the temple that night.
Does she come here often?
She is indeed a regular of the Temple of Small Gods. I myself have lectured her at great length on the virtues of the cult of Anu Anu.
Why does she come here?
Why does anyone come here, Luton? For answers. For absolution. Perhaps simply out of boredom. But mostly for something to give her life a meaning.
What makes you think life has a meaning?
20 million zealots can't all be wrong.
There are 20 million members of your cult?
Not of this cult, but every religion is testament to the quest for meaning, even if our cult is the only true religion.
Don't you feel like you're just servicing a group of selfish, self-obsessed, half-wit deities whose ability to survive without you is considerably less than your ability to survive without them?
Watch your tongue, Luton. Talk like an atheist, and you can expect a lightning bolt to strike you where you least expect.
I'll take my chances.
Yeah, being an atheist on the Discworld where gods provably exist is usually a bad idea. Now, Akilo is saying that your favourite Vampire the Masquerade guys are the La Sombra, the deeply please your little gothic heart. Are the La Sombra the quite stereotypical kind of punky ones? I'm such a Malkavian main that I don't really know. I know who the Tremere are and things like that, but also you'd like to be lecturing people about cults of various varieties. You'll have to see if Call Me Kevin is hiring. He might need a spokesman for his Jim Pickens cult. What we got? Reagan's murder, Malachite's murder. Yeah, we haven't asked you about a bunch of these murders, Mooncalf.
I asked Mooncalf where he was when the murder took place, and he told me he was holding a sermon.
I mean, that seems to be your answer to everything. What about Malachite then?
I asked Mooncalf where he was when the murder took place, and he told me he was holding a sermon.
Okay, alright. I mean, it checks out from a certain point of view, but it's very vague. It's very, very vague. I mean... happened again, that bug.
I couldn't exactly slip the fact that Carlotta was a werewolf into casual conversation.
Sure you could. You're just not trying hard enough, Luke, and that's always been your problem. Alright, there we go. What about Errata then? You probably won't like talking about Errata.
Can you tell me anything about Errata?
Bah! Malaclipse's deranged goddess. I do not waste my time with such trivialities.
Who knew priests from rival religions would not have any truck with the other gods, even though gods provably exist?
Do you know a troll by the name of Jasper Horst?
No.
Actually, no, I don't think he does. I just love accusing the people in this game of lying, because they almost always are. Let's see, what about... That's a crossed out page, you don't know why I'm dwelling on that. What about this murder?
I asked Mooncalf where he was when the murder took place, and he told me he was holding a sermon.
I'm seeing a pattern here, are you?
I asked Mooncalf where he was when the murder took place, and he told me he was holding a sermon.
Okay.
He always seemed to be holding a sermon.
Yeah, even Luton's twigging it now. Oh, now Akilo is clarifying, I got distracted. The La Sombra are the fake Catholics with shadow powers. Maybe Mooncalf would be into it. The Clark, what about Mayfield?
I asked Mooncalf where he
Okay, what about the killings at all?
Have you heard of the counterweight killings?
I have not.
Nothing at all? Heard about any ritualistic killings in Ankh-Morpork?
Again, I have not.
I was suspicious. Most religious fanatics would have turned the counterweight killings into fuel for their zealous fire. Mooncalf's silence spoke more than words. Not literally. It wouldn't be much of a silence if it spoke. I imagine silences get kicked out of school for that sort of thing. The point was, I was suspicious of Mooncalf. There was something he wasn't telling me.
That much is true, but as always, it's a case of cornering someone in a lie. Surely they're right bastards, now Akilo says in chat. In Vampire the Masquerade, you say? Oh yes, a whole page about gods. That's going to come into it, because we're starting to get into the real fantasy side of the game a bit more now.
Well, I'll be on my way.
I'll be here should you choose to repent. Did I tell you that we're giving away free tea towels to anyone who joins this week?
A tea towel might be useful as an adventure game protagonist, just because having any object you're offered usually comes in handy. I really want to talk to Malaclips, but I have a bit of a plan. We have been talking to Mooncalf about this and that, and I wonder... No, not yet. I think I'm doing my usual thing. Grenarius, thank you for joining us. I'm doing the usual thing of jumping ahead a little bit. Basically, if we keep asking Mooncalf about the murders, he's going to start to get spooked and start to make mistakes And that's basically what we're waiting for him to do right now. But in order to do that, we need to eavesdrop on a conversation from outside as a werewolf. Bit of a spoiler, but that's what we need to do. We can't do that yet because no conversation is taking place. So we're going to go in here instead. Hello, old chum.
I need your help again, Malaclips.
They'll all need my help sooner or later. They just don't know it yet.
Oh, Malaclips, I have missed you. Right. Imagine showing him the moss. Do you like the perfume?
What do you make of this perfume?
Ah, Casey.
He's got an answer for everything. It's
the
amazing.
perfume that unsuspecting trolls become addicted to, selling all their possessions just to get another hit of its sweet fragrance.
Sweet fragrance? You've never smelled this stuff, have you?
Alright, that's quite enough of that. Let's get into the notebook proper. Tell me about Errata. I'm sure you'd be
Carlotta
pleased to.
says she's a follower of Errata. Is that right?
Bah! I am the only true follower of Errata in the whole of Ankh-Morpork. Unless you have seen the light, Luton.
Seen the light?
Do you believe in the ways of Errata?
How could I not? Surely, Errata is the most worthy of all gods to follow.
Either you've just had a miraculous conversion or you're learning to lie. Good. A useful skill in followers of Errata.
Now Akila saying he's like Diogenes? Is that a Greek philosopher? He's a little bit Malaclips is a little like Discordianism, if you've ever looked into that. It's absolute chaos theory. To the extent that if you even believe the religion, you can't be believing the religion because that would be too much of a straight answer. Do you know how to get into the sewers? Or is there yeah, this is the other thing. Malaclips has a conspiracy theory about everything. The thing is, half of the conspiracy theories he has spoil plot elements of the game, but he says it in such a roundabout way you don't know it.
Have you heard about sewers beneath Ankh-Morpork?
Of course, but you don't want to go there.
Why?
Because of the albino alligators. You don't want to tangle with them, Luton.
I have to stay out because there's alligators in the sewers.
Well, that and the fact that they're below the water table. You can't breathe water, can you?
I've never tried.
Now Akila clarifying Diogenes, I'm not very good at pronouncing Greek names, is the dirty, grubby, homeless philosopher who refused to wear clothes and lived in a pot on the street. That's the one. And then he said to Alexander the Great, Alexander was like, hang on, Akila saying, he was like, behold, a man guy with a skin chicken hairless biped thing. Isn't he the one who Alexander the Great was so impressed by him? He said, I'll give you anything. Just tell me what you want. And Diogenes said, yeah, get out of my light. You're in the way.
Have you heard
He had
of
no
dead
interest in
men's pointy
materialism
boots?
whatsoever.
Indeed. It is said that in order to gain advancement to a higher position, the wizards of Unseen University fight a duel to the death armed only with their pointy boots.
Not
Are you
quite.
sure about that?
As sure as I am of everything.
That does throw your credibility into question, but you are a chaos theorist, so, you know. Wait, have we asked you about the gold jewel? You'll probably think it's some sort of smuggled proof of
Do you
some
know anything
conspiracy or
about
another.
obscure jewels?
I know that the tear of Offla
Oh, yeah, he
been
makes the
stolen
Discworld one
again.
joke.
Again?
They spend 1 month of the year admiring it in the lost jeweled Temple of Doom, and 11 months of the year tracking it down after someone steals it.
And the other month?
In the 13th month, they have to fill out all their insurance forms.
In-sewer ants?
An Agatean concept. People pay money against the odds of a particular disaster or theft occurring. It's complicated.
I wonder why that gets the inner monologue voice when he voices it. Grenarius in chat is saying that Diogenes is also the in a rich man's house there's nowhere to spit but his face quote. I love that quote. I think I need to look into Diogenes. He sounds like a cool guy. When you're living in a collapsing economy, a lot of his outlooks are probably going to come in handy. Now Akila's saying he's an indomitable diva. I mean, we're still talking about him thousands of years later, so he's clearly done something, right? Right, tell me about the poisoning and how it ties into your conspiracy theory.
What about the reader of esoteric occultism? Do you know about his murder?
Ha! Internal politics. It is of no consequence to the world what happens inside Unseen University.
Even if they accidentally summon hideous demons from beyond space and time?
As long as they stay inside Unseen University, no problem.
Merchant's murder then. Come
I
on, I
heard
need a
of
loophole.
prominent
I need a loophole to get in that
merchants
place. I've been forgetting that.
That's right. A gangland killing by the Shin Kicker Triad. They told Bjorn Iron Trader to stop trading with their rivals, but he didn't listen to them.
I don't think that's the murder I'm interested in.
Maybe it should be.
Stop that.
What do you know about the murder of the patrician's clerk?
He wasn't killed. He's been smuggled out of Ankh-Morpork by a team of crack Ephebian ontological guerrillas.
Ontological gorillas?
A vicious band of terrorist philosophers trying to spread their doctrine that our existence is purely an abstract experience mediated by a limited sensory experience, which cannot be relied upon to provide accurate perspectives or any true reality should one exist.
Sounds plausible.
So, they got to you too, did they?
Oh my god. Everyone's talking about the crack gorillas in chat now. Not those kind of gorillas. Now hang on. Horst we've talked about. Where's the page where Carlotta is a werewolf? There it is. But it's still bugged. At least I can click on the stuff. Otherwise we'll be soft locked.
Really? I'll have to work out how that changes the web of the conspiracy.
He's doing it live. I thought you'd have to go off and do something.
Move that chain of command here. Mumble, 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 mumble. Carry the one. Mumble, 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 mumble. Mumble, mumble.
He's actually just saying the word mumble.
This could take a couple of days, Luton. Bear with me.
Forget about it.
I'm not sure we really have the kind of information we need for that then. Errata. My kingdom for an errata. Reagan's murder, Malachite's murder. Did we talk about Malachite's murder with you? I think we did.
Why was Malachite killed then?
He knew too much.
Are we talking about the same Malachite?
Yeah, he's spoiling the game. Malachite did know the right things and was killed for that reason. Oh, who's left their Discord on, Cuppager? Right, Ilsa and Two Conkers. We might have to return to the library and start poking around because we definitely need more information. And we can, of course, look into errata as well.
I'll have to go. The truth is out there.
Trust no one.
Whoa. So I must admit, confronting Mooncalf did not go as well as I thought. So we do need to get on top of that situation in due course. And as always, it's all about arming ourselves with information. So, excuse any creaking. My office chair is very old. It's not me that creaks, honest, despite what anyone says. I'm going to double check going up here because can we talk to the gargoyle? The gargoyle witnessed the crime. I could do with your information and I don't understand. Are you going to come down here this time, Luton? Yes, because you wouldn't do it last time and we got waylaid. Maybe it was an issue. Come on, Luton. Look at this, he's getting stuck. He got stuck before too. No, not like that, Luton. Come on. There we go. Okay, this is actually progress if you can believe it, because he wouldn't do this before. I didn't know pathfinding was going to be an issue. Luton, honey, come on. Come on, the nice people at home want to see you. There you go. There we go. This game has quite some length, Cuppa Joseph. Yeah, it's definitely the longest of the Discworlds. We're in the second half now, probably 2/3 of the way through. And once we clear Act 3, you know, it's going to be quite the finale. Things are kind of going to go to hell, so... Gargo, speak to me. Do I need to become a werewolf in front of him? No. The gargoyle can speak. It's a magical city. I'm not mad, I promise. I'm not mad, okay? I can't remember how we get the gargoyle to speak, because he's got facts for us. Is it bigger than Yakuza 1? Cuppa Joe asked. Probably not, no. Probably not. Now Akilo's saying, probably your second favourite next to Discworld 1. I think I agree. I used to prefer Discworld 2. I still love Discworld 2 a lot, but there's something about Discworld 1, and there's something about this, even though it is moody and very slow and very cynical. And when I played it as a kid, because I hadn't really encountered this in media before, I used to get troubled by the fact that people died all the time in this, because people drop out all the time in this game. They are constantly taken out of the picture. When I'm into the palace, what else was I going to do? I honestly can't remember. We haven't been to Rodan's workshop yet either. Is Rodan back? Now Akilo likes Rodan. Rodan's not home and Malachite's not home because Malachite has been killed. How awful. Oh, hello. A clue.
They looked like ordinary bandages, but at some point they'd been soaked in plaster. What they were doing in Rodan's workshop was anyone's guess.
I know. We'll find out later. Very slow. Yes, I can tell. Copper Joe says, yeah. This is definitely a 1998 game where the fact that it was in 3D whatsoever was the selling point. So things like pacing, things like movement speed, things like factoring in the player's time, that kind of thing. It's kind of concept of an auto sculpture machine is so awesome. Now Akilo says, yes, I agree with you. Can we run it? I don't think so. I don't think Luton dares to touch it. Does this mean technically Rodan is an AI artist? Because that's a bit troubling if so. But yeah, this is absolutely the slowest and the most serious, quote-unquote, of the Discworld games. And it was a real tone shift. I mean, it's a tone shift back to back.
To steal Rodan's statue.
That's not what I was asking, but never mind. But obviously it's a massive tone shift from the cartoon games before. It is still a cartoon game because everyone's a CGI cartoon character instead. So it is difficult to take seriously. It doesn't want to be taken super seriously, but it wants to be taken more seriously than the others. Definitely Discworld 2, where most of the punchline was people would just start burbling lunacy at you, wouldn't they? Do you remember that? Mooncalf needs to be confronted. We also need a way into the sewers. Who would know about that? Does Nobby know? Oh, he's so useless though. Oh, let's try it. AI guys would be cooler if they were doing it what is a grandfather clock, says now again. Yeah, come on.
Just thought we could have
some showmanship to it.
Oh, all right then. Make it quick.
You're in a great mood as ever. Considering you were found rummaging through my possessions. The sword, sapphire, the von Uballs, the turbo case, the wonder case. I'm not so sure about that. Don't we have like a miscellaneous page? I think we need to go back to go forward here actually. Because what I want to speak to you about is the sewers.
Did you know there are sewers under Ankh-Morpork?
Yeah, I heard that. But they're underwater, except during a drought. Why do you ask?
Never mind.
Oh, I thought you'd have some know-how how to get into them. I can't remember who does, because we definitely need to.
Have you ever heard of dead men's pointy boots?
No. What is it?
Something they mentioned at the university. It's possible that murder was something to do with internal politics.
Now Akilo's asking, am I doing a second stream today? No, we've had to knock second streams on a Wednesday on the head, sadly, because it's just kind of getting a little bit in the way of IRL stuff. So I'm sort of trying to find the balance between IRL stuff, because I have a lot of IRL responsibilities, really. And I probably stream a bit more than I should, really. But, oh yeah, we have more information. Are you going to share this? So yeah, basically what we do nowadays is we have an experiment to start the Wednesday streams, which is where I put all the weird stuff. And then we do the main game. And then on Fridays we do Zimbini Friday, and then of course we have redeems where you can just hijack what I'm doing and make me do something else anyway, which I'm sort of working on. I haven't implemented all of them yet.
I found out about the murder at the university.
Which is more than you know, bitch.
Really? His name was Mayfarm, and they found him poisoned in the Widdershins wing. Tell Vimes.
Mr. Vimes?
Believe it or not, I want to get to the bottom of this case as much as he does.
I don't think anyone could want to get to the bottom of a case more than Mr. Vimes.
These are interesting times.
Just making sure I'm not missing Overblood, bitch. There's no Akilo. Yeah, Overblood 2 is going to be the next main game. It is, because I think it's too odd to leave lying around. I think fudging it in as side things is not really fair. It needs to be seen, so we're going to make sure that Overblood 2 gets its day in the sun. Presuming my computer doesn't collapse in on itself for trying to run something. Jasper Horse. I think we've talked about. I don't think Nobby's got much for us. I was kind of hoping Errata?
What do you know about the goddess Errata?
Give me a break, Luton. I don't know everything.
You don't know a damn near thing. Near as I can tell.
I guess I'll
Nobby.
see you around, Nobby.
The computer exploded because it was too full of heists, says Noakilo. That's probably true. Right, I'm going to go back to the library, and I'm going to go back to the
Who would
library
say I like to see
because
this time?
I have to go to the library. Although we didn't speak to the Count about absolutely everything, and obviously when we speak to the Count, we're allowed to speak to Death at the same time. I'm really torn now. I think I'm going to speak to the Count first because we can
see the
speak to
Count?
Death.
I am not in a position to know how
Oh,
good
this
your
again.
patient is, but you may see the Count, which I believe is what Sir actually meant in Sir's untutored way.
I'm amazed this butler
Still
isn't
here,
struck
I
more
see.
often.
In a sense.
It's your friend and mine. I mean, we're all going to meet him eventually.
It seems a woman that I've been involved with is a werewolf.
Indeed.
Her name's Carlotta. She's the mistress of the house, I guess.
Carlotta, hmm? Yes. Of course she is. Couldn't be part of the von Uberwalds if she wasn't, hmm? You'd be a werewolf too if you married her.
The von Uberwalds are all werewolves.
Really? How do you know that?
How do I know that, eh? How could I not know that? I was married myself, you know. Do you remember my wife?
Yes.
No.
Before your time,
No one was before my time.
Have you heard of the goddess Errata?
Eh? A goddess? Yes. Yes, she was. I always liked your mother. That's why I married her, I suppose.
This is a little
Is
sad
he
because...
Dead?
Ah.
No. You'll know when he dies.
How?
I will swing my scythe.
Do you have to do that?
No. But when I appear in person, I am required to separate the soul from its body.
Why?
It has symbolic value.
Do you know Errata?
The goddess of misunderstandings. Yes.
What's she like?
Chaotic and confusing. But she has a certain sense of justice, I think.
Justice?
All the gods are sentimentalists at heart. Of course, I never let that sort of thing get in my way.
Suppose you can't, can you? Although Death does like humankind, it's kind of confirmed in the books. But yeah, it's quite sad the way that the Count dies sort of confused and alone in a room is very, very sad because Terry Pratchett died of Alzheimer's disease, which means he experienced dementia. So obviously they had no way of knowing that when they put this game together, and Terry Pratchett wasn't really involved, but it's kind of yeah, so it's weirdly poignant looking back at it now. I can't remember if I asked Death about a lot of these or not.
What do you know about the murder of Mount Malachite?
Oh, lots of things.
You were there?
Well, yes. I have to be. But this is very irregular.
Of course. You know about all these murders, don't you? I mean, you're basically an accessory after the fact. Or possibly before the fact.
Young man, I am the fact.
Well, tell me everything you know.
Are you sure? It would take millions of years.
I meant about this case. We could stop anyone else from being killed.
No. Absolutely not. You can't expect me to be a witness in a murder inquiry. I'm going to take the fifth.
The fifth what?
No one ever says what fifth. They just take it. And I'll have the 6th, 7th, and 15th through 23rd, just to be on the safe side.
So you won't tell me anything?
Oh, lots of things. I like to talk to a man who likes to talk.
But you won't tell me anything about the murders?
I will not. Supposing that caught on. You think I want to spend every day in a witness box?
Even though Death said he wouldn't tell me anything, I had a suspicion that I might be able to learn something if I could just trip him up. I'd have to be careful, though. The last thing I wanted was to get Death upset with me. He's not a guy you want as your enemy.
Huh. Trip Death up, trick him into confessing something he knows from a supernatural point of view. That does ring a bell. I just don't know how best to do it right now. Let's ask you about Monday, actually, Death, because you would have been there, because you would have come to claim his soul when he was killed.
Can't you just tell me who killed Mundy?
I won't squeal, Copper. No one will ever say that Death is a pigeon on a stool, you doity... you doity rodent of some sort. I say, this is fun, isn't it?
I'm not sure you're taking this all together seriously. They're talking about a man's death. Dear me. The sword, the sapphire. Sapphire? Sapphire's kind of a, Now Akira's like, Luton is a puppy boy, Death. Come on. Come on, tell us the answer. More murders. There's even murders and more murders. That's how bad the situation's getting.
Can you tell me anything about Matham's murder?
I already told you that I cannot discuss the details of my work with you.
Not cannot, will not. There's a difference.
Well, goodbye. I'm sure we'll meet again.
Oh, you can be certain of it. Incidentally, I rather like your hard-boiled monologues.
You do?
Oh, yes. And of course, the way you can actually think out of the corner of your mouth, very impressive.
I didn't know I was doing it.
Oh, yes. Take that, you doity rat. Wonderful stuff. Very entertaining. You know, sometimes I've wondered if I should take the scythe around in a violin case. It would certainly add to the atmosphere of menace and uncertainty.
Really?
Of course, I don't play the violin. And I can't talk out of the corners of my mouth. It's a great shame.
Now Aquila is saying how much Death likes Noir. Well, Death likes black and Noir is black, so it makes a lot of sense. Right, Butler, we ain't done with you. I want to go to the library.
I'd like to see this time.
Not who, but where. Not seeing Carlotta. I've got nothing to say
I'd
to
like to
Carlotta
use
right
the
now.
library.
But we definitely
again.
need to confront
Very
her with
well.
something.
I will show, sir, the way, since it seems the labyrinthine corridors of this vast edifice are beyond sir's meager navigational skills.
No, it's because if I go there on my own, you'll probably kick off. Because you don't like me. Right, let's take a look. No, oh, I almost left by accident. We'll look up the clue errata, I should think. We could look up poisons. See if we can look up poisons and get any clues that way. Come on, Luton. Guy's going to be taking his time, that's the thing. Trudgety, trudgety, trudge.
I didn't really know how to look that up in the library.
I just told you look up some poisons, Luton, some poisons. Never mind. Okay, alright. Oh, is there any information about the infrastructure of the city that might tell us how to get into the sewers? If he hovers like that, that means he might have something. Yep, he's going to traipse something, but sometimes he'll come back and say, oh, I looked that up in the book and it was a bust. So you do have to wait for him to do the work.
I checked through the library and
Aha.
found some ancient plans of the city of Ankh. There was an intricate sewer system beneath the city. It must be thousands of years old. It would be in quite a state if it was still around, and as far as I could tell, it would be under the waterline if there wasn't a drought on. Given the rains that we'd had recently, I could only find one section of sewer that might be above water. There was a shallow sewer running from the Magdalen Bridge around the rimward side of the Royal Winter Palace of the Kings of Ankh, now the home of the patrician. I guess the designers weren't allowed to put sewers under the palace grounds, which might have been why the Royal Summer Palace of the Kings of Ankh was a long way from Ankh-Morpork. That and the stench of the River Ankh, anyway.
Okay, so it actually went better than I thought. There's a whole plan from days of yore that's going to tell us where to go. So we should get the stinger. There we go. New location. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. In that case... Wait, hang on. You can't pull the index cards out at random. He needs some information to go from. Dead Men's Pointy Boots. We could look up the concept, I guess. And then I want to look up errata. And maybe werewolves? He is going to look for it. I think it's just going to be some talk about wizard politicking, but maybe we can see if that matches the MO of the murder that took place and therefore discount.
I looked up unseen university policy in the library and found the university prospectus. Not only were the iconographs in it at least 30 years out of date, but the prospectus made Ankh-Morpork sound like the cultural center of the disc, and not the rancorous cesspool that it was. It did mention, however, that progression through the 8 levels of wizardry is determined in part by the acquisition of degree qualifications, and particularly towards the top of the tree, where the number of places became few and far between, by a policy of dead man's pointy boots, no questions being asked about the manner of them emptying. This information, although thorough, seemed of absolutely no use to me.
That is insane that they have it baked into their actual policy, and they'll publicly say so, that murdering your way up the career ladder is just how Unseen University is run. So go ahead, fill your dead men's pointy boots. Just go ahead and do it. And everyone's fine about it. Right, we did the sword, we did the thing. I want the page with errata on, please. We tried the murder, that was a bust. Counterweight killings, we could look up if they're copyright killings, but I don't really want to dwell here too long as we're running out of time today. It'd be good to get to the new page. I think I've gone too far in the wrong direction, you know. Let's look up the werewolves. Oh, here's errata. I keep forgetting because this damn bug page. Like this, and like this. Tell me about werewolves. Tell me about lycanthropy.
I didn't really know how to look that up in the library.
You're telling me no one's ever studied or written about lycanthropy? I don't believe you, Luton. I think you're being lazy. Errata then, please. Off you pop. Here we go. In a minute now. Making his way. Running all the way. In a terrible rush. Really gonna respect that time as we...
The only literature I could find on errata in the library was a leaflet published by Malaclips, who gave his permanent address as the only really holy corner of the Temple of Small Gods.
Oh, look in the fanfic section, Luton. It says now a kilo. Regarding werewolf lore, which will be rich there. So that doesn't really lead to anything, does it? Okay. We don't have enough information to really put this library to its best paces, but the sewers are an unexpected win, so let's head there. It's not a game until you're going in the sewers. Video games are obsessed with going in sewers. I don't know if you've ever tried going in a sewer in real life, but it's broadly considered a bad idea. Yeah, in games you constantly go in there.
Plans from the library led me straight to the sewer's entrance, not far from the Magdalen Bridge. A relatively small tunnel was concealed beneath a pile of debris that must have accumulated over the centuries. It looked as if most of the tunnels here were actually still above the water line, or the sludge line, to be more honest about it.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Some interesting green gunk. If these sewers are ancient, how long has this been here for?
I wasn't even sure it really was water.
Okay, let's go this way. Okay. More sewer water. I mean, there's like grates missing. Like, people have been here. Oh, it's a maze. Look. Oh, dear. Oh, heavens help us. Tell you what, we've got a trick up our sleeve, though, haven't we? Or indeed up our nose. Look at this. Someone's come down through this pipe into the sewers, and it's that damn magenta trail again.
The trail that I had seen in the cemetery seemed to continue down in the sewers, starting at one of the pipes and disappearing into the passageways. It was almost drowned out by the smell of the ankh, though. The smell of the ankh was unbearably strong in the sewer, and it was all I could do to remain conscious. All but one other scent was drowned out by the garish strength of the stench.
Can I follow this? He's thinking about it.
The trail that I had seen in the cemetery seemed to continue down in the sewers, starting at one of the pipes and disappearing into the passageways. It was almost drowned out by the smell of the ankh, though.
So it's not enough, but have we followed it far? Because this is a new screen. Is this enough that we can, for example... Oh, wait, hang on. Hang on. A niche. A niche. Is that good? Do we like this? Has someone stashed something in here?
There were far too many niches for me to search by hand. It would take forever. Empty.
Ah, so you are willing to search them. Right through here. Oh, we're in this room again. Okay, alright. Is there any niches in here? No. So it looks like the smell doesn't quite stand out enough to really truly be followed. Sort of thinking as I speak here a little bit. A niche here?
It would take...
Yeah, okay. So someone's clearly stashed something in here. I don't remember much about the sewers, I must be honest. So I think we're going to need some more information. Something about really weaving in the scent mechanic and making it work. We haven't seen Horst.
I went over to Horst's quarters, but he wasn't there.
Okay. Alright. We can't talk to the Gargo. I still don't know why we can't talk to the Gargo. I must admit, that is stumping me. You could see, we haven't been to the palace. And we haven't been there as a werewolf either. These guys are useless. They're fun, but they're useless. So we're going to go over here. We're going to sneak over like so they can't see us. And we're going to get our nose all over the Patrician's palace. Woo! Look at this. So we got...
The garbage was giving off a distinctive green cloud, not dissimilar to the smell of the river Ankh.
We'll collect it, just in case we need to cross-reference it later. Like so. Smell of trash. Commit to memory. Red traces.
The empty barrels were surrounded by a cloying red mist, and it had the shrill pitch of red wine, if I wasn't mistaken.
Gather that up. Red wine. Goes to my head, or goes in my head.
The distinctive bouquet of Ephebian red wine, laden with the subtle fragrance of cabbages and carrots.
That's what you put in your wine? You know what, never mind. Look, the magenta is here. The killer has been here.
One of the empty barrels had a faint magenta trace to it. The scent was too weak for me to really remember it.
Yeah, but it's here, though. Let's cross-reference it and make sure we're absolutely certain. Because that means that this magenta that keeps showing up everywhere there's a murder is here, like so.
Definitely the same scent as my killer, which meant whoever it was made it into the palace concealed in a wine barrel. Why did that bring to mind the phrase, "You wait, time passes," and Thorin sits down and starts singing about gold?
Some very deep cut references to very old video games. Do we want to go up and see Leonard? It could be an ordeal, but I guess we'll give it a go. Up we go. See, make sure 2 conquers is all right. Take your time, Luton. I've asked you to go to the
always
right.
looked
There we
much
go. Okay.
easier in the
Right.
clickies.
Now I keep saying the reference went over their head, which is fine. It's a reference to like an 80s game that I haven't actually played. I only know through osmosis. I think it's a Hobbit text adventure game that reference was to. Because of hiding in barrels and the Hobbit and all that. All that rumpus. How you two doing? Making your airplane but not going well? Cluttered table. Nowhere else to go. That chair got removed. I was making a joke about that last stream. It's been removed. How bizarre. Oh, Cup of Joe's trying to... Oh, I need to kill off that redeem. I'm sorry, Joe. That was one that was not supposed to be working. I think that's what was killing the stream earlier. So I'm going to have to deactivate those because those aren't supposed to be there.
Can I ask you a few questions?
I'll have to go into the things and see about...
Well, we are a little
Oh, God,
busy
they're
at
really
the
into
moment. Can it wait?
How long?
Just a day or so.
No, then it can't wait.
Very well. What did you want to know?
Oh no, I'm getting called out for Zumbini robbery and theft. It makes sense. Yeah, there's basically when the stream broke earlier, first thing, I think it's because I was trying to do there's a plugin called viewer attack and it just broke everything, so I had to quickly deactivate it. But it looks like the buttons are still there, so don't redeem anything that says chucking on it because that appears to not be working.
What is that thing you're working on?
It's my flapping wing flying device. I had put it to one side, but I had an inspiration and decided to go back to developing it.
What was the inspiration?
It occurred to me that if I modified my turning the wheels with pedals and another wheel machine to turn the spinning blades radiating from central hub, I might be able to produce a flapping wing flying device that could be driven forward by a human operating the pedals with his feet.
Will it work?
If we can to be solving the minor problems, it might just maybe will be yes.
I keep forgetting about this whole, this whole voice thing for 2 Conkers.
What are the problems you're
Now
experiencing?
Aquila is ungovernable, hence the Chucky. Yeah, the sound alerts work fine. It's the chucking stuff. Chucky works fine, chucking not so much.
Two Conkers had suggested using bombastic wood for the frame, which is extremely light for its strength. I have to raid one of my floating designs to get enough of the stuff, but it should work.
If weight is a problem, why does it seat 2 people?
The patrician said he would be most interested in the device if it could be used to fly 2 people.
You don't know why?
Well, he said he was interested in how far you could travel in it.
Come to think of it, I suppose Veterinary might be interested in getting a long way from the city in a hurry one day. Could you fly a long distance in it?
I imagine you'd get very tired. Still, if it were moving over a flat surface, you might get some additional lifting things up force reflected off the ground, which would mean it would be easier. I call this the reflecting some of your lifting things up force off the ground effect.
Well, this is all very interesting, but it isn't helping my case much.
Do you guys have any information for me? Sewers? Troll potion? I mean, what a collection of bandages?
Do these bandages mean anything to you?
Yes, you can use it if you like.
You didn't listen to a word I just said, did you?
Be my guest.
He is too busy concentrating. I get in trouble a lot if I'm concentrating on something and I'm talked to. Anyone know about Errata?
What do you know about the goddess Errata?
What are you being said?
They are not interested, are they? I don't think we're going to get very far with this. I might be wrong though. So I'm going to skip out on these guys for now.
I doubted they even noticed I was gone.
They are thick as thieves, these two. They are great friends. Right, alright. Let's head off in this direction. We've got about 5 minutes left before we're heading off for the day. So we'll try and make them count. Speaking of count, hall count. The new hall. I have an idea.
Who would Sir like to see this time?
A very, very brief idea that we're going to go to the library.
I'd like to use the library again.
Very well. I will.
Be quiet, you. I want to get in the library I want to get Luton into the centre so I don't actually accidentally click to make him leave. And then I want to go to the Monday case. Nope, wrong page. I want to go to the Therma case to find Alkali. Oh, it's on the suspects page. That makes more sense. Because Alkali is also the name of a city. So let's look it up. Come on, Luton. Hurry up. Go. It will be the letter A. It will be one of the first index cards, Luton. Oh, he's on his way. He's giving it some thought. He's feeling troubled.
There was nothing about Alkali himself, but there was a copy of Frescoes and Fatal Traps of the Temples of Alkali, which was less than enlightening. I wondered if I was ever going to find out the origin of his name. But then I read the line. The city of Alkali is also known for its wind, blowing from the vastness of the deserts and continents nearer the rim. A gentle yet persistent breeze. It carries aromatic messages from the heart of the continent, compounded of the chill of the deserts, the stink of lions, the compost of jungles, and the flatulence of wildebeest. Well, it was a working theory at least.
But not really a clue. There's a lot of deep diving you can do in the library, and it's all kind of voiced and, you know, properly put together, but it doesn't always necessarily mean it's a lead, but it does really give a bit of help to kind of the world building. So I really am fond of the library. The library and Malaclips, I think, are my two favourite elements of the game. The Cafe Ankh, the wine barrels. The killer got in via a wine barrel, right? So maybe we know that they get their wine barrels from the Cafe Ankh, who in turn import them from overseas. Let's see if the receipts have any information for us in that respect. Good hard evidence. Make your way over, Luton. Give it a go.
The palace was due to buy some more wine. As far as I could tell, they would be collecting it sometime soon.
Oh, this is our inn. Okay, it's time for a proper adventure game moment. This must surely work. Hey, hey, hey.
I had a long wait, but it paid off.
Crafty. Whoa, what the hell kind of storeroom you call this? You can't just be hanging meat in here.
The wine barrels had allowed me to break into the palace. It didn't speak too highly of the palace's security, but I wasn't complaining.
We are in the patrician's palace, in which we are not welcome. So, let's take a look around in here. Doesn't seem to be much going on, but it is a pixel hunty kind of a game.
There really wasn't anything useful I could do with the barrels.
I guess you kind of did that on your way in, didn't you? So, you really want to comb over carefully, because I know what you like, Luton, and I don't know if we can repeat doing this if we need to. Ooh. Plush. There are 1,001 doors in this place. He doesn't seem interested in them, though. Oh, wait, this one? What's going on?
I guess they didn't have an open door policy.
God damn. Okay, what about this one?
The door was locked.
Okay.
I thought I could make out voices, but I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Oh? If only we had some ability or another.
There were people talking behind
Okay,
the
this
door.
should work.
Oh, it's a terrible state. I don't know how he puts up with it.
Oh, I know, dear, I know. Just because they're prisoners don't mean they shouldn't keep their rooms clean.
It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. And those ones that are chained up, they're the worst. They think because they get special treatment, they don't have to tidy up. Nobody thinks of us cleaners, do they, dear?
Perish the thought.
All in all, it wasn't the most useful conversation I could have overheard.
You don't say. Alright. Okay. I mean, it's really empty, isn't it? He's just kind of assuming he won't be... Oh, these look important. Let's look around, because once we're in, I don't think we can come in here
The
again.
door was locked.
Okay.
I thought I could make out voices, but I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Alright, okay, we'll do a little more wolfinisms. Oh, hello.
The only noticeable scent in the hallway was someone's trail which led to the double doors.
Alright.
I could hear what I could only assume was some of the patricians' clerks talking.
I do wish people would bear in mind how much paperwork everything is for us.
I know just what you mean. Have you seen file LEW-006/EXW? First, he steals a crowbar.
Ha!
And that's a T-1712 form straight away.
Exactly.
No respect for the patricians, spies and clerks. That's the trouble with this city.
Oh, the crowbar's only the start, believe me. I've got 2 counts of murder.
Ha! That's an FO86B just to get the list of forms you need.
Tell me about it. And as if that wasn't enough, he's only gone and died.
Ah, not another D2317E. I hate those.
Worse, a D66/004B.
Another murder? Oh, I haven't finished the paperwork from Cypher's death yet.
Still, I have to look on the bright side.
What's that then?
At least he hasn't come back from the grave.
Well,
I know
about
what
that.
you mean. Those undead citizenship forms are the worst.
No consideration. That's the trouble. No consideration of us hard-working bureaucrats.
The clerks soon returned to their paperwork. As a wolf, my hearing was dramatically improved. I could recognize one of the voices as Commander Vimes, and the other voice had the calculating tones of Lord Vetinari, the patrician of Ankh-Morpork.
Are you any closer to a solution for our mutual problem?
No, sir. I've been occupied.
Indeed. And what could occupy you?
There was a string of copycat killings. I've been trying to solve them.
And have you?
No. My lead suspect was killed.
That is very unfortunate.
It certainly was for Luton.
So there has been no progress in determining who killed Cypher.
Not as such.
I had been given to understand that this was precisely the situation you were well equipped to handle.
I will solve this case, sir. You can count on me.
Do you recall what I said the city reminds me of?
You said it reminds you of a clock, sir.
Indeed. Big wheels and little wheels, all turning at different speeds to keep the machine working. That, after all, is the most important thing. The machine keeps going.
You've told me this before.
Do you know why it keeps working?
Because you want it to keep working?
I'm flattered that you think I have such importance. But no, it keeps running because the people believe it will keep running. Faith is a powerful force.
There is a point to this, sir?
I always have a point. Sometimes it's sharper than others.
I'm sorry. Continue.
One of my clerks has been found face down in a vat of wine, and that makes it appear as if the administration has lost control.
And the administration is me, right?
We are all the administration. You do the work, and I take both the credit and the blame. Provided I do not take the blame, I am content. I trust I make myself clear.
Perfectly.
Suddenly, I could smell blood.
Oh no.
It filled up my senses like a night in a forest. Except a night in a forest didn't make me want to tear someone's throat out. I didn't know whether the guard had cut himself or if I was just developing a healthy bloodlust, like any young werewolf. But I couldn't control myself. The next thing I knew, I was in my office. I had no idea how I got there, how I got my coat out of the palace, or where I'd got a traffic cone from. It had been that sort of night.
Yep, just like that.
I was sitting at my desk, thinking over the case, when there was a knock at the door.
I understand you've been a busy
Oh, this
boy,
prick.
Luton.
It's a busy life when you're a private investigator. Plus, you get to see interesting foreign places and learn a trade.
There was a commotion at the palace last night. Perhaps you know about it?
What goes on at the palace has nothing to do with me.
Indeed it is not. And if, for some reason, you did take an interest in the palace, I'm sure you would not be so foolish as to be caught breaking into the palace.
Of course not. Think I'm suicidal?
Strange you should say that. I heard you'd been killed.
I expect you hear a lot of things that aren't true. I bet someone has to explain them to you using very small words.
The thing is, the intruder at the palace appears to have been a werewolf.
There's a lot of that around this time of year, I understand. Must be the moon.
I paid my respects to your grave.
Oh, that was nice of you.
It was empty.
Oh, you know how it is. I get claustrophobic in narrow spaces.
So do werewolves, perhaps?
I wouldn't know about that.
Remember when I said how disappointed I was that I couldn't take you out for free?
Oh, that was a very touching sentiment.
Well, Lord Vetinari has generously offered to pay for the inhumation of last night's intruder.
He has a big heart.
It's a shame no one can find it.
Was there a point to your visit?
I was just passing through. Thought you might benefit from my advice.
How generous of you.
Well, I'll be on my way.
The door's behind you. I can explain how to use it if you want.
Watch your steps, Luton. I will be.
And that is it. And as Nawakila brings up in chat, we are a moiderer for real. Luton gets caught up in the werewolf senses, the prey drive takes over, and he unexpectedly smells some blood and kills someone. And now it's a whole mess. Woo! So yeah, there are pros and cons of being a werewolf as we've explored in today's episode, and we are going to be leaving it there for this week. We will be back on Friday for Zumbini Friday, of course. And we will, of course, be ploughing our way through Discworld Noir next week. Will we finish it next week? We'd have to be really good if we did. It's possible, but I think it'll be probably we'll be going into April with it for sure. Right, a dog. I think. No killing palace guards, please. I don't expect that to happen again. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. It does mean a lot. Thank you for bearing with a lot of the kind of wonky elements of the stream as we're putting things together. Yeah, this scammer trying to get viewers is too late. We are actually now ending the stream, so good job there. And we'll speak soon. Thank you very much indeed.